teams have the advantage naman eh. Pinaka the best teams to sa sa ating Wild Rift. Nang narinig kong 300, puro NGX nga. So, I'm actually, curious how they're going to do. Because I've never ko pa napanood yung laro ng mga NGX. RQ, oo. Yayain mo si Paps Shaho. Kumain ka ba, Sweetie Ban? Yes! Kumain ako onigiri kanina. Onigiri ako. Thank you for following for 98 days, Chris Kun. RSG mo, tapos puro NGX yung gusto ko. Yung! Ayun, guys. Ayun na, 30 seconds na lang. Mag-shut up na ako. Focus na lang tayo. Focus. Binalibag ng NGX ini. Talaga ba? Oh! When? Anong tourney? Anong tourney? Hello, Christian James Herrera. Shoutout din sa'yo. 3-0? Shit. Best of 5 to eh. Best of 5. NGX full of powerhouses kasi girls. Kaya pala. Ano to? Female teams ba ito? No. Hindi female teams. NGX and 300. NGX 300. Hiwalay na event din sa females na nangyayari din na ngayon. Na-miss ko to yung dalawa ni TMF Arsenal nag-parachute pa to last time skydiving pa. Nakita ko nga yun eh. Nag-my day si Arsenal. Yes. Oy, sila idol pa.
And welcome back to the Wild Rift League Asia Open qualifier after the Vietnam region and the Southeast Asia region. This time we're heading down to the Philippine
Gwapo nung nakasalamin
finals. We are going to be your shoutcasters.
Hello,
My name is Guillaume.
shoutouts ka na, Bibi.
It's Optilus. And we're going to be watching the match of Nigma Galaxy going up against the 300 coming from their games yesterday.
Walang Wild Rift sa betting sites. Uy, wag, betting bad
A
yun,
very
Gamer.
dominating finish for Nigma Galaxy yesterday against Fennel. And also a very
Final pala kalaban
promising
ng NGX ka.
performance from the 300.
Anong standing ng NGX pati Final? Just can Demon Kite. Ay, oo, si Demon Kite. Yeah.
We are catering to everyone, not just the Filipinos, guys. What's at stake
Especially
here is
Chami.
a seat.
Maglalaro
in
ba si Chami?
WRLA,
Minor yun ba?
group
Wala siya
stages.
sa
So,
Wala daw siya
so many
ngayon.
things on the line. So big. It's a very big thing on the line here, Guillaume. And just couldn't wait to get this rivalry started once again, because again, looking
Oh, hello,
back
Mami
at the
Sara.
track
Yes,
record,
300. May kasama na ako. Go
versus
300. May
this
kasama na
roster,
ako.
which was previously
Yan na dalawang Harry
RRQ.
Potter multiverse.
In their very first few meetings, RRQ always had the upper
Mas
hand.
pogi yan pag nakaayos
But
ang kilay niya.
in most recent times, it
Pogi naman
does
pareho
appear
eh.
that
Hindi
NGX
nakasalam
might
yun.
have
Hindi
figured
makakalaro siya. Oo, minor
figured
yun.
them
Hindi
out.
makakalaro yun.
I mean, and NGX, even with their
Ayun
game
no.
yesterday
Ano ba
against
standing
Fennel
kahapon?
adversity, they
Oh,
had
2-0
such
pala
a-
against Fennel.
an awesome
Sorry, hindi nyo kita.
performance, pretty much
Ang
even
maglalaban
they
pala sa
swapped
lower
their game
bracket,
number one
G2
coming
pati
towards
Fennel.
the
Wait, tapos na
upper
ba to?
back finals. Well,
Or
for the
mangyayari pa
300,
bukas?
they had actually such an immense
Gagi,
experience,
after
not
pala
only
neto
as
qualified
they
na pala
are
kung sino
for
manalo
RRQ,
today.
but even
Oh my God.
in this tournament itself, in the qualifiers, coming from
Hindi
the
pala
phase
kita yung sa
1,
baba.
they
G2
were able to
Fennel
actually
pala lower
maintain
bracket.
their standing in
Eh,
the
dito namin
upper
nagkasi
bracket
300
portion
tayo.
of
Oo
our
nga, Mami
upper
Sara,
bracket
lahat
here
sila
in the
NGX sa comment
Philippines
section
qualified,
eh.
defeating
Tayo lang
only
300.
The other
Ah, tapos
teams
na ba?
that
Tapos
registered
na.
other 16 teams, but that also includes Fennel Adversity, which is also included here in the
3-0.
phase
Oy,
two. So,
nice! 300
in this
din ka,
matchup,
300 din
it's
tayo.
actually
Hi,
gonna be
Joseph
very
Ray
difficult to
Taler.
determine. And we talked about
Sa
this
expression pa
during
nalungkot na
on
sininong
the
dahil wala
off-stream,
sininong ko sa'yo. Ulo,
that
issue
both of
ka.
these teams
Wait.
has immense
Ay,
amount of
happy streaming.
experience,
Thank you, Maxi.
really
Maxi.
strong in the meta, very technical.
Hi din sa'yo, ano,
even
Neil
in
Ibero.
the respective games
Hello.
that we have
300, mga
watched as well
300 dyan.
yesterday.
Magingay.
It's going to
Ako
be
300 ako ever
very
since.
difficult actually to predict the outcome of this.
Yeah. All we can say is
Yun
that
na.
these are two teams
Oh,
that are
shit!
really
Yung line-up, si Hyde, si
from the
Joshi, Aero, and
competition
Demon,
to,
kita si Dro.
go past the
Parang wala lang narinig to si
qualification
Dro.
stage or the
Kailan siya nakita.
qualifiers.
Hindi
Now,
kasi ako ganun
looking,
ka-familiar
into the
sa
team
NGX
lineup,
eh.
We have Nigma Galaxy.
Pero si Demon
Just
Kite, kilala ko
Jiren,
to.
Demon Kite and Draw has been the main four
bigat
in the
yan.
previous tournaments that we saw
Panalo
them
na po
dominate.
250.
One big
300
addition is Hyde.
Talo pala
formerly
G2. Oh, talo.
our-
Laglag na sila.
formerly
Ay, hindi.
teammate
May ano pa.
of
May
Evo
lower
6X.
bracket. May
So
lower
that's-
bracket.
that's also a
Semifinals
story
pa.
that we have to take
5-0 for
we
Grove
have to
Rovers.
take into consideration here, Kia.
Oy, best of 5 lang.
Familiarity concept between Hyde and the
Best of 5
members
lang.
of RQ, the tendencies and whatnot. That's also one thing, that Nigma Galaxy could key upon or could
Ganda rin ng
rely
lineup
upon to
nila,
make
no?
sure that they get
Tactical
the
sub.
very first seat over to the WRLA.
Third wild circuit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
third
remember the
placer
game
pala
also
sila.
yesterday
Damn.
against the Fennel Adversity, game number 2 in particular. Hyde and Jussie and even Aaron had so
Sige,
much
dahil
synergy
300, 300
in
din
their
ako.
game.
Ah, yes,
And,
yes.
the
Plus
fact
points
that
kayo
they
sa
will
akin
also
pag
pose a
300
threat
kayo.
not only in their late but also in the latter team fights against 300. I think it's going to be very important for the 300 to look into them later on with regards to
Ah, oo nga.
strategies
Nova Esports,
coming,
yes. Oo.
to our
Eto, round up ng 300.
300 they do have their same roster. I mean, we saw their games yesterday. We saw their progression from phase
Grabe.
1 going towards phase 2
Grabe,
of
oh.
our Philippine region.
Climbing
Open
their way up.
qualifiers and now
Yeah.
going towards
Qualifies.
NGX. This is a lot of things to talk about because
So, nanalo rin 300 skin ko rin.
against
Nyeh!
their match
Pag ako nandyan,
yesterday,
naka-opa po.
versus G2 Blacklist,
Mukha ganun.
they also had an amazing
Uy, pustahan
experience, and
tayo. Oo
the
nga.
games
Oy, hello,
were
Insa.
relatively fast.
Nangyakalit ka na
Game number
naman.
2 was quite close.
Hindi, okay lang.
But in
Kakastart
terms
pa lang
of
halos.
overall dominance, we kind of saw more fights going towards
Oh!
the 300's favor.
Top
And
laner na
this
si
shows
Helios, no?
so
Hindi
much
siya mid laner. Gulat
discipline
ako.
in their lineup, on their players.
Si Marky
and,
ba ADC
their
ba to
overall
ever since?
training as a
Alam ko
team.
nag-support to,
Right,
diba,
as I
last
tested
time?
them yesterday and many
Nag-chi-
times
medyo
ago,
nag-switch up na
or
sila
many,
ng
many
rules, eh, no?
opportunities ago.
Tatsuri
The 300's
TS ba to?
Best weapon is their experience. They're just
Hex-
the ability to
Nalala ko yung
use
comment ni, ano, ni
of the
Susie, Sir, kay
of their
Exes and kagabi.
fundamentals, making sure that they have the advantage when it comes to
Lupit
territories.
din ng Camille ni, ano,
and
ni
whatnot,
Helios, eh. Doon
has
na-miss ko na yung Z
been
niya.
Why the 300 is a scary bunch. Now, this is a different lineup per se to
pamamigay.
what we are accustomed in seeing because
Lag?
now they have the addition
Lag?
of Etsuri, formerly of Team Secret, and definitely is I
Lag
would say
ba?
one of the most
Hindi
talented
naman
mid laners that we do
Ah,
have
diba?
here in the
Diba?
Philippines.
TSC
Remember,
Tatsuri
during,
dati. Uy, si Chaz.
during the Icon series,
Ooh, the Chas 6. Nakita mo ba yung
he
Chas
was
6 niya
number one in
kagabi?
kills
First,
So he has
grabe.
the
First,
ability to really kill his opponent.
It's
Be
gonna
it
be
a
so
solo kill
exciting.
in the mid lane or be
Yeah,
it
di ba,
a
TSC Tatsuri?
pentakill moment
Kapag
for him.
Ash support
I
mode
believe
siya.
he also holds the record with the most
sayang yung
pentakills
Umian Esports
in the region so far.
Naban
But right
sila
now,
gawa
the
ng may
highlight player
minor.
is
Pala
a
yung
very
nangyari
well-deserved
dun.
one. Chaz himself.
Yep.
He's the
Chas,
MVP.
lupit ng ano, kasix na ito kagabi.
I remember you saying yesterday in the live stream that Chaz might be the best jungler in the Philippine region.
Oh,
Possibly
Chaz,
even,
best jungler in the Philippines.
Internationally here in the Wild Rift
Oh.
League Asia Open
Pineke
Quarter.
age
And it's
limit.
about to
Ay,
be
gagi
witnessed once
talaga,
more
yun yung
here
issue.
against NGX or at least
Bebe
test
time,
it
may
out
dumating
since
aso ko,
NGX
one
does
month tabi
have
nakita.
Just as well
Bebe
with
time na
high
kayo
synergy
nakasumunod tayo ng ano.
on their
Watch
other
party
members
tayo.
and well this is going to be a long series for all
Very
those fans of Wild Rift watching right now and
Yes.
the
Ayun
live
na!
stream. Hold on
Di
there,
pala
horses,
kita, laki
because
ng
this
cam
is
ko.
going to
Wait
be
lang, guys,
a
sorry,
back-to-back action. And
Di pala kita.
on the blue side, 300
Yan, dita ko
on
na
the
lang.
red side.
Sorry,
So,
sorry.
given the pace that we have been seeing
Yan,
all
para
throughout
makita niya.
today,
Dita ko na lang.
you know, in terms of the meta, the Aatrox priority, the Fiora, even the Zoe right now coming from
Sino kaya
the
yababan?
previous series.
Sa kabila,
I
NGX
think
binan
that
nila
these
Karma.
teams, would
Mga
actually,
idol ko yung mga kasa.
you know,
Ay!
prioritize
Osiris,
in
at
their
nandito ka rin
initial
eh. Boss Osiris. Idol rin
I
kita.
think that they would still
Forge
stick with what
document.
has been the
Damn.
theme of the
Oo
tournament
nga eh,
right
kala
now,
ko si
which
Osiris
is
magkakastin
to
today
center
eh. Di
around
nagkas.
very
Oh, binan,
influential
ba't binan ng
picks
ano?
such
Binan
as
nila Ash. Respect ban ba yun?
It has been very good in supplementing the side lanes. It's always the side
Fiora.
lane meta. Yesterday we saw Chaz dominating on the Chazix.
Oh,
And
Chazix.
now,
Chazix.
facing against NGX, we all know that just she has a
Lucian.
very bad
Binan na yung
bad in a
Lucian
good
ni
way,
Anan.
right? So,
Puro kayo
yeah,
ano, ba't
when we
puro
talk about
respect
those
ban kay
champ-
Demon Kite the
Exactly.
fuck?
When we talk about
Dalawang ADC kagad. Dahil, ayun na yung Camille ni ano, ni Helios binan na rin. Ayaw na nila makita yun.
Because more often than not, whoever gets the early game advantage would be able to catapult his
Lagay mo
team,
yung sa mismong
onto a
champ
victory.
selection.
And speaking of catapulting, well, in terms of first pick pry, we might see an Aatrox being
Hindi, okay na
available
yan.
here for
Nakikita niyo
NGX
naman eh.
unless they would
Baka alas pa yung
opt
mukha,
to,
di po makita
get
ba?
a
Sorry,
different
wait
captain.
lang.
Because Gwen,
Wait lang.
for the first time ever, is open as well. NGX gonna be picking
Ayan
up
yung mga ban, sorry.
the Aatrox instead, so 300.
Kala ko
can
dyan
still
lit na
get
ng
this
mukha.
champion.
Yeah, and Gwen is a Chaz champion, and also could easily be
Sa
played
gitna
with
si
Helios and
Tayamo yung
Tatsumi.
co-caster sakit
The
sa
former
mata.
duo
Bakit?
of Chaz
Hindi, okay na yun para
and
makita nyo rin eh.
Helios
Nakaharang
as
kasi yung
the
mukha ko.
two-headed dragons,
Kasi tilagay ko na lang sa
for
gilid
300
eh.
has
Dito
now
lang sa taas ko
elevated
ilalagay.
themselves,
Dito
to a
lang sa taas.
three-headed dragon
Dito na lang.
with the addition of Tatsuri. So this is going to
Yan.
just be very
Parang
scary
di ako
and right
panggulo.
on cue that will be a heavy priority.
Ang asif kasi
on
tuloy
that
makita.
Gwen.
Sorry na
Another
guys.
Galio
Ito na nga eh.
performance,
First
another
co-stream
Galio
to
showing
eh.
his
Sorry
presence
na.
and himself. 2 games yesterday. He was so good.
The combination of the Gwen and the Galio, double pentagram. Never mind, it's a circle as commented by
Yung ano, yung Galio, hindi nila
I
kalimutan
don't
nila
think
Iban.
that's a
Gwen,
good logo.
dahil rin itong Gwen.
No, never mind.
Oh shit, the Aatrox
Yeah,
though.
I was trying to-
Okay.
NGX though,
Jace,
going
binan
with
pala ng
the
kabila.
pretty OP or at least a very effective Senna Gragas border
Oh,
Dragon
no,
Lane.
the
So
Riven.
scaling wise is actually pretty good
Ano
picks coming in from
naman sin
Enigma
pinagkaanan
Galaxy,
niyo
the
sa comment
Aatrox from
section
the
guys. Sa baba ni
Senna
Otulus
in
para
late
third
game,
caster.
Even the initiating
Dito na sa
part in
ilalim, no?
quarter team
Ano ba talaga?
fights.
Saan niyo ba gusto i-pwesto cam ko? Sa gitna ikaw na mag-shot kasi takbo mo isang Harry
Most
Potter.
of
Wala,
the picks actually
gagi pa
focusing
niyo.
more on engage.
Di na.
For
Dito na lang ako sa taas.
this is like an NGX lineup that we are accustomed to seeing. They want draw to be on the engage on an engage champion and Gragas is that, right? When you
Binan
have
ng
a seven
Yumi.
Gragas, all you have
Mataya
to
pa rin ba
is
Yumi?
to make sure that this
Nakailang
Gragas
nerf na
gets
to, ah.
other sources in the early game,
Nakailang
which
nerf na
means
to.
draw
Osiris,
at
pag giveaway may
LF4,
t-shirt
a
mo
very
kung may
early
kiss.
route of
Gago,
engage that
put.
will be there
Uy, huwag
into
kayo
damage
mag-comment ng
source.
ganyan.
Remember,
Issue kayo,
when
Issue
we're
kayo,
talking
guys.
about
Guys, ba't
NGX,
kayo ganyan?
draw,
Issue kayo.
his tendencies
Dito
to
lang
use
sa
this
baba. Bala kayo
flash,
dyan.
aggressively is very well documented. So we're going to see if
Binan yung Kasix respect ban.
Respect
Respect ban yung Kasix niya. Ni Chaz. Akalito sa ano, Jax. Puro ano Puro respect ban kay Demon Kite pati sa mga top laner. Choi, ano, picks.
And this poses a lot of
APC
threats.
again?
Once
Hindi
more,
pa rin
it
talaga nawawala yung
solidifies the
APC
damage
meta, no, sa
capability
Pro
for
Scene.
Team Fight. Oh, this is a strong combo. Gwen going in, Galio following up, Riven as
Nako
well
po,
going in.
issue
and
ka, Alex,
Morgan's
ha?
just
Pag
gonna
in-game
be throwing
takpan mo
out
na
a
lang yung
mega
mapa,
inferno
yeah.
bomb. And JX
Yung
is gonna be
gagawin natin.
responding with
Yes,
a
yes, yes.
Wukong in which Aaron has used in their game number 1 against Fennel adversity.
Naku
They're
po.
gonna be trying it out and even getting the Zed
Parang
as
di ko
well
magets yung
for
draft
the
nila.
jungle.
Wait
So
lang.
early game wise, well, this is gonna be quite helpful for NGX to at least attempt them in
more
getting
on
that
pick
early
off.
game
More on pick off tong
advantage.
si
So
NGX,
300
no?
overall with their last pick, Renekton. Oh, this is an all-in dive comp by 300. Definitely
Oo, all-in,
a
tama
mindset
nga.
of a Spartan
All-in,
here.
dive comp
Against
nga to.
NGX, they would definitely
Yeah.
need it in
Ito
this
more
game.
on pick off to eh. Ay, hindi. Pwede rin
So,
sila mag-ano.
well,
All in
I'm also
din, no?
looking
Kasi
into
may
the
Gragas
gaming
din pala. May
aspect of
Sayana
things.
pa. Tapos
We're
may
talking about Helios
taga-clean
here,
up pa to
now
si
facing
ano.
against his
Si
former
Ewan ko
viral
kaninang
winner in
pupunta
Pride.
tong
So,
ano, tong Zed.
that will be interesting.
Support
if we
daw
will
si
be
Draw eh.
seeing
Ano
Renekton
kaya mo
and
ano,
Helios,
si Switch.
facing against, an Aatrox.
What's
which is
rank
a
ba?
matchup
Naku
that
po
we've
ako yung
seen
nagpapabuhat
numerous
Rayson
times.
Danis ko. Shoutout
Also
sa'yo,
another thing to
Rayson.
note, for NGX,
Yung
if
mukha
this
doon nasa
Wukong
labas
goes
ako pero
to the
good luck
hands of,
300 NGX. yung isang mood ko, si Katyo. May Katyela.
I feel like it's
Ayun na yung
too
Project
passive
Renekton.
for
Ayun
his
na naman
playstyle.
po, si Alex. Ay
I
nako,
don't
all in
remember
NGX.
just
Oo nga, all in
having
nga.
a very
Kahit Perfumi,
memorable
OP pa rin nakakain ng
performance on the
catnip
set, but
kasi.
I could be wrong.
Uy,
This could be-
na-nerf na
this
naman
could be
kaya yan si
something to
Yumin.
refresh me and my
Hindi na siya
memory
ganun
because
ka-threatening
she is
actually.
also a big beast on this champion, but this
Oh,
is
si
kind of
Marky
expected.
APC. Okay.
We
Tatsuri
have to
Riven.
expect
Si
just
Chaz.
she on the damage
Jungle
side
Gwen.
of
Si
things.
Helios.
Aaron will be on the
Renekton.
field side,
Lalabas na ng
engage
Project
on this
Renekton.
Wukong. They can hide
Yeah.
the new
Wait,
comer
what?
for NGX.
ADC? support Gragas?
Formerly
Tas
of
ADC sa'yo na?
TR2 would be on Aatrox.
Interesting.
I'm kind of excited
Bagay,
on this.
masakit yung late game kasi si ano eh,
NGX and
si
300
Sena eh,
are
no?
going with
Kasi stocks
their
niya.
comfort picks.
Pero parang di ba
NGX in
mahirap
particular,
pag early,
Zed
I don't know.
and the Wukong
Oo nga,
here for
Gragas,
Just
Sena,
She
but
and Aaron
yeah.
in their game yesterday.
GC
They had a
Rata,
pretty
ganda
much
Project
against their
Renekton.
respective
Paulit-ulit ka
opponents.
na mga
And
Alex,
300
sa
with
gabi
this
ka pa.
kind of trap, this is very much
Paulit-ulit.
suiting on their character
Talaga,
and in
masakit pa
their
rin sa
playstyle. So, going all
Oy, hello,
in
Juril.
in terms of laning phase, like
Pakinggan
what
natin
you
si
mentioned
Salma,
though.
idol
So,
natin.
Aatrox versus the Gwen. Pretty much gonna be a scaling battle here for both a Baron laner Zed versus I've got the matchup though
Baron
here
laner
for,
Zed pala.
for our junglers, but
Wala na, dami na
in
naman
retrospect,
mag-zed Baron lane
NGX
sa ano.
kind of opted
Sarang.
a little bit in their early game.
Nala NGX ba,
presence
nibigyan mo ako
with the
battle
Zed
Prince
pick.
Paul.
And some team fighting already.
Ganon,
for
may
the
pustahan
early
tayong
game with
ganon.
Wukong.
Kala ko ba
So I
crush
think
reveal lang?
300 might need to play it out a little bit safe in the early game, at least for the first 5 minutes. What about you?
Actually, kahit hindi sila mag-play safe ng early
It really
300,
depends,
maganda rin comp nila eh. I
again,
mean,
when talking about
in
NGX,
terms of sa
they-
bot
they
lane,
justify
APC
logic
Ziggs eh.
and the
Lamang sa poke at sa
expectations of
laning
most
tong
casters
Ziggs eh.
because they will be on the aggression.
Kesa sa
They
Sena.
would
I mean,
be
I don't know for me.
aggressive, I tell you that, right? If it's
Feeling
a
ko baka
non-kill
mahirapan
game
pa
or
nga
if
yung
it's
bot
a
lane
zero
eh.
kill game in the first 5 minutes, that's
300.
not NGX that
Tagal yung
you're
Gragas
watching
Sena
this
ginagawa
season.
kaso di ka nga pala nag-Gragas. Hindi alam ko
remember
ginagawa
what
yung
they
Gragas
did
support
to
na yun.
the
Alam ko yun. Sa China, Pro Scene ginagawa nila yun. Alam
But
ko.
they have the upper hand
Wag na tayo inject si
and
Bilal na ako ni
strength
Marshall
of
Project.
preparation. And again, huge shout out
Pag na
to,
300, wala
of
lang
course, the
Nina.
support
Kautik na yun, nanghihingi
of
ka kayo ng
both
skin.
teams.
Yes,
We
kasama
have
yung
Coach
biglang
TG
nagdagdag.
on the other side, we have Coach Kaigo.
A1
too,
Project
of
E.
the-
Ganda
I
nga
would
na
say,
yung mga bagong
the-
skin.
the
Pag na 300,
most
bibigyan mo ako
storied
Meatmaker. So,
players that we
pucha!
have from,
Mga ligo.
from
Oh,
the
Eagles naman ako sa mga nire-request
so-
nyo. Guys, ito na, ito na.
Just waiting for the first game to commence and here we
Ayan
go.
na nga.
Yeah, we
Let's
have
go!
NGX
Ay,
versus
kakita mo ako.
the 300 game number 1.
And go we
Let's
shall.
go.
NGX versus 300. There you go. It is gonna be the Renekton in the Baron lane. Yep, it's my bad. Hyde on his Aatrox versus Helios is
Wait, what?
Renekton.
Hello?
And
Ba't nandun yung ano?
something
Ba't nandun
that we
yung
actually have
Sena def? Ay, gagi na post ko,
seen
sorry.
not only in the previous game but even yesterday. You know, when you have an Aatrox,
Na-post ko.
it sometimes gets.
Oh, grabe,
you know,
Tatsuri.
struggled
Ah,
a little
Riven
bit
mid?
in the early
Wukong
mid
mid? What the
mid
frick
lane,
is
but
happening?
Tatsuri going ham
Hello?
on Aaron. But like how I mentioned, Aatrox does struggle a little bit in the early game.
Gagi
so
na to,
having
ML?
support
Ba't yung
help
support
out,
nandun sa
human
top
type
lane?
on this
Ah, gagi
channel,
yung ano
this
sila
is
rin, no?
So much stability for Hyde to at least
What
not
the hell?
get bullied here by Helios.
And
So
also
weird.
expected, right? You have
Yung dalawang
Senna,
support na ako sa top lane.
leaving draw to farm as much gold and farm as much XP on the bot lane, which will most likely go
Wait, what's
into
happening?
the
Naguguluhan ako.
damage items because there's
Oh,
no
the
AV damage
jungle
source
pala.
from NGX. The 300 though is, I would say...
Oh.
very
Uy, gagis nila. Uy,
similar
first blood ata to.
to the
Uy, dinagnay. Oh, shit.
Oh, flashes in and NGX.
Oh, shit.
Aaron does not hesitate.
Hindi,
Secures
papabugbog
first
lang mga
blood
bida
here
sa una
against
kasi.
D300. Wow, I mean,
Bakit?
I didn't even expect that to happen, but Aaron double.
Tapos mo lagay ka mo.
double
Wait
fake
lang.
out against Tatsuri. I mean, Tatsuri a while ago was going ham on him, going aggressive, under the tower, poking in and out, but then Aaron, midst of it all, became sick of it.
Grabe
He
yun,
wanted to
nakita
just
nyo yun?
Get that first blood done with for NGX.
Damn.
Ruby Crystal start, by the way, for this
Grabe.
Wukong.
Ito na nga.
And in that trade, or
Ito na, ito na,
in
ito
that
na.
series of
Sorry,
trade,
sorry.
That's actually a huge blow against Tatsuri. It's not yet over when it comes to the staining phase, but that would definitely help
APC
Aaron,
pwede lang sila mag-hold
get
ng
some
Tore. Uy, yun,
space,
bakbaka na
for
naman.
himself in the mid lane as we look into some potential engage. On the top side of the map, we are seeing Demon Kite getting stacks over and over again.
Sobrang weird, no? Parang,
parang
parang bumaliktad yung ano.
Making sure that on the scaling
So,
department,
parang
they won't be
it's
left
different from
behind.
the usual
We're seeing Just
laning
G,
phase.
hovering a little bit on
Tinutulungan ng
top,
support
just
yung
in
top
case
laner nila.
300
Interesting.
makes a bit of a mistake attempting to engage onto
Sorry na.
and hide. But reflecting a little bit on
Ano ba?
that mid lane fight, Aaron actually does still have
Dito na nga sa taas eh.
barriers.
Dito
So
na nga lang ako
in
sa taas.
terms of stability in the lane, he is actually doing a really good job here against Tatsuri, which used the Ignite in the previous fight. Just she is hovering towards top side while Exosen is just watching him. In the meantime, guarding the area, was asking a little bit of help here from Chaz.
Medyo lamang
to,
nakagad sa gold. Nakakuha kasi yung
assist
first
them
blood to sila
in this
NGX.
top side potential fight, but given the pace of the game,
Oh,
those
tatlo na sila,
three
gagi.
are
Lagot kayo.
actually gonna be engaging
Yun na.
onto each other just
Yun na.
And remember,
Tanong,
by that,
papatulan mo
last
kaya?
time, that this is not going
Tatlo
to
na
be
sila
an
nasa
easy
taas. What the hell?
0-0 game.
Kakagawan kayo ng XP niyan?
Just goes to show that,
Nalala
once you
yung
see
tropa
an
ko na
opening for
Gurjo
a
ni
kill,
si
they would go
Tatsuri.
for it.
Oy,
Aaron with
uy.
a solo kill
Minute
in the
two.
mid lane. And the,
Yung mababert
the
talaga
threat
pinakamabait
of the
na si
potential
Jimmy.
that I was able to cancel.
Nafall ka sa taas. Isa sa
Ooh,
lalas
that's a
dito
very
sa Iris. Uy,
interesting
wait, wait.
interaction. The Umbral chains
Hindi ko nakita.
canceling out.
Uy, yung mid. Di niya tinitingnan yung mid.
Okay, so that's cute.
My eyes glitched out for a little bit there as well. I was confused.
Mga pantay na sila sa gold.
Okay, that's a bit odd.
It was
And
already
Hindi
frustrating,
playing
I
safe pa
believe.
silang lahat, to.
It's easy to
Ah,
say,
APC
yeah,
yung
that
Gragas
was,
pala.
funny interaction.
APC Gragas pala to.
1 minute and 30 seconds.
Sobrang weird na ng comps
Yeah.
ngayon sa pro scene eh, no? It's not the usual na. Ay, nag-iiba. Na-miss ko mga streams. Hi, hello, Kervin. Shoutout sa Kervin.
Threat coming from just she, a very formidable frontline in Aatrox and Gragas. But when we're talking about
Gaga naka-relic yung ano, yung Senna. Ngayon ko lang napansin.
300 just has
Bagay, ako nga nagre-relic ako sa Enchanter. Why not, diba?
Yeah, because their comp is more
Interesting yung
linear. Go in.
Oh,
throw
shit.
all
Ayun
the
na nga.
skills, And there you go. Marquis.
May nahuli, gagi. Oh, shit. Oh, si Jushki mamatay. Boom, yun lang. Hiniwa ni ni Tatsuri. Best of 5 na yan, best of 5.
The Z will just go back.
Best of 5, best of 5.
NGX a little bit over
Nahuli si
ambitious
dun ah.
against the
Jushki.
300 that allowed
Nice one, nice
300
one.
to get one kill.
Nice one,
out of
Tatsuri.
NGX.
Nice
It
one.
was all on just she though.
Si ano nga yung ginagayos sa tinuan mo gawa maayos? Sino?
Not even burning his flash.
Sino
just
naman yan?
the exhaust to negate the damage potential from just she. And
Ayun na, normal.
guess who
Ano na,
was
naming.
right there at the the right place at the right time? It was Tatsuri. Now evening his score to 1-1. It is now
Dikit
on
na dikit lang yung ano nila, yung gold nila.
This is actually a very
Ay, hindi
interesting
naman
5-minute
actually.
fight then.
Ay, oo, medyo
Because
dikit
some of
nga.
the ultimates are not available. Tatsuri's ultimate's not
Arat
available.
pustahan,
Just
Just Chi,
is
basa
just
da.
well-
Just
well
Chi,
on
bat,
its way.
basa ba dun? Sorry, Just
Chaz?
Chi pala. Just Chi.
Sounds like
Cute naman, Josh.
is gonna be starting this Ocean Dragon up because NGX
Easy,
are starting
easy
a
DR,
new
boss si
setup.
Chaz
Looks like
yan.
300 just
Baka
gonna
best
be,
jungler of the world.
Having an agreement here.
Ah,
between
nag-trade.
NGX to trade
RH.
objectives, no contest. At least the intent here for both teams.
Tinraid.
Interfere with their objective taking. NGX will have
Referral
a little bit of a pushing
secured.
advantage over
Ocean
top
Dragon
side, and
secured.
that
Yeah,
can
maka
actually give
first
High
tower
Blitz
gold sila.
At least a little bit
Nababaan
of
na.
gold. 300 with the Ocean Dragon though should allow them to
Talaga
get
bang
a
mas
bit
maganda
of
ba talaga
sustain.
trade-off ng
So,
first tower gold compared sa
in terms of
DR?
scaling, that might what 300 is looking for here in this game.
Parang hindi ba
Of
mas
course,
maganda
the
kung may
late game
buffs ka ng
champion
dragon?
Gwen is
Yun ang hindi ko rin
10
magets na
10 times
advantage.
better
Paano
than the on the other
mas
side,
advantage yung first
for
tower gold?
the
Mas
map.
malaki ba yung gold na
So,
bigay na kayo sa
you
DR?
would say, or it's easy
Correlated
to say,
sa
if
name
you're
niya.
Calgary, you'd be happy with that trade.
Okay, just
Getting that
Oh,
extra
tingnan mo,
sustain
roaming
onto
support,
their
oh.
late game champions
Astig, oh.
should be
Ngayon,
the
nasa mid
goal
naman
here,
siya.
because by the time that
Oh,
it reaches
may,
the late game,
may gank na
I would
nangyayari
say
sa
that,
baba,
the
guys.
line of
Uy,
300
tech
here is
people.
very
Baba.
promising.
May mangyayaring setup sa baba. Ayun na, may nangyayaring setup, oh. Yan na. Pocha, yung 3C Tatsuri pala to nahuli. Naku, Chas! Oh no! Ahabot late pala. Takbo! Takbo! Oh, shit. Oh my god, Aaron is on fire though. Gagi, yan na. Ayun na, Galio. Patayin niyo, dali. Rest back, rest back. Rest back. Rest back na, rest back. Oh, fudge. Ang sakit na ng wukong. Oh, God. Uy, nice save, nice save. Exosen, nice save. Ay, wala. Okay, oh, God. Wala, napatay pa rin, Gagi. Okay, nice one, nice one. Grabe yung ano. Grabe si Aaron. What the fuck?
In the bottom lane, but I think NGX still got most out of it.
And GX aggression, my god, again, the team that defies logic
What the frick? Nakatakot naman yung wukong. Ito sakit na kagad.
That's a given. But with how
Yes, maganda yung early lead late game ba? Ay, okay. Depende po sa DR. Sa ba? Okay din pala yun.
GX just has a different side of
Oh, no. Hindi. Okay lang yan. Nakapanood ko na to kagabi.
Aaron to just
Napanood ko na yan kagabi, guys. Makakabawi pa rin, Makakabawi pa rin 300. Munti ko na sabihin na RK. Makakabawi pa rin yan.
It was just a fight that NGX was able to win. They were able to get a tower and is now 2k ahead of competition.
Oh!
1.5
Oy, internet dip na naman. Lag daw, lag. May naglag. Lag daw si Marky, guys. Nag-text sa akin, lag daw. Ulit. Ay, ba't game pause? What the frick? Alam ko sa Aaron mag-newspeed. Gagi, Maxi. First star from ako penalty to karatito member sa mapa. Ano? Never thought of that. Gagi, lag daw si Marky. Nag-text sa akin, guys. Ulit daw, ulit.
Early game
PLDT.
team fight forcing and then just
No, ano pang meron sa net
beating
ngayon?
down
Ba't
their opponent.
ganun? Tuwing laban ng ng Trian, sinasabot tayo kami Sure.
Their game yesterday.
Nasa butay kami. Kapag nakita mo to siya, hindi na kita mahal. Ouch! Ayun lang, nakita ko yan. Hindi mo na talaga siya mahal. Marshall.
There is a big difference now from now to then because yes, the last time that we saw them in a tournament, they
Bakit
were
ganun?
playing a
Hanggat
golden
laging
champion.
internet
It's
deep.
unfortunately
What's
not joined
happening?
because of age restrictions, but it's been the same concept. Their aggression would unlock their playstyle.
Yeah.
And
Grabe,
is-
kanina pa to
will just
nagkakasi,
elevate their
si
status
Otolos.
from
Hirap din maging
a
cast.
perennial contender to really favorites over and over again.
Saan ka nga to? Nakita naman nilang pasan yung wukong.
NGX being that team
Laggers.
that always
Laggers
goes
na si
ham
Marky,
against
guys.
their
Ulit
opponent,
daw.
always go forward,
Ay, thank you,
always
Jerome
dominate
Sobrano.
in the
Welcome
early
sa
game. It's hard to
Kabarmi.
actually contest those kinds of teams, Because some teams actually opt to just
Nakakainis.
fade
Kagabi
out
pa yung
in the
PLDT
early
dip.
game or try to avoid
Sino
fights.
may balat
NGX,
sa puwet sa inyo?
they
Kagabi
don't
pa
have
to.
that in their mindset. They like going for
So
kills. They
sad.
like going for ganks. Even
So sad.
even Aaron a while ago 1v1
Si Aaron, grabe. On fire ka agad. O, yung Daya. Kita ko na yung poll Isa pa lang nagboto sa 300. Puro NGX kayo. Grabe.
I remember G10 and I having
Sagutan
a
niyo
bit
yung
of a bad
poll,
experience
yung mga
seeing the
nanonood.
Wukong in the games because it mostly turns out into a lose.
Nga
But in this game, NGX
Sakto
with
ng
this
Wukong.
Wukong, Aaron with a first blood and now having 3-1-1 says otherwise. NGX, just like what you mentioned, likes to defy logic and
PLDT
logic has definitely been defied at least for the first
Kasalanan
few
to.
minutes
Kasalanan
of
lahat ni
this
Kim.
game.
Logic has left the game. That's basically it.
Kasalanan ni Kim.
And again,
Di, okay na ako sa taas. Sa taas na lang ako. Para hindi na
the
paggalaw-galaw yung cam
most
ko.
underrated aspect of
It's
a
fine.
Wukong is the damage potential of the champion when accelerated. I remember back in the day, I've been building, this champion as a burst type of
Pero
champion.
grabe yung Jax,
with all the
aggressive,
buffs that you received in the previous patches.
Grabe,
that
naka-snowball
we have,
kagad
it's
yung
still very
Wukong
possible
dun
For that 100 to 0
Sa nakuha pa nila yung
for
first
that
tower
Wukong.
gold.
Oftentimes, we see Wukong as
Ay, it's
the
interesting.
utility
It's
champion.
interesting to
It's the
see
one
yung
that you need just-
support tumutulong sa.
imagine
Ay,
this.
roaming support. Sabagay,
Your
ginagawa na
Wukong
rin
is
na
so
may roaming
fed
support.
that
Pero
can-
to
that
CA
he can
support
go
na
and,
magstay sa top lane.
not just be a nuisance to your carries, but also
Ay, hello,
be a
Kenzo.
kill threat
Shoutout
to
sa'yo,
your
Kenzo.
backline. Things just
Kasalanan ni
becomes
Tato
more
ng
and more
tatay ni G.
complicated
Kasalanan ni
for
Brian
you
naputol
for
yung
the 300.
naputol
As
ng
we
pangil
look
yung mga
into,
kaibo.
you
Logo,
know, the
gogi
state
ko.
of the game before
Ayos ko.
the pause, I look at the gold
Kagating
graph,
kita
I
eh.
look at the
Kagating kita,
gold
Eric.
stats, and Aaron
Oh, ano na?
was 2K
Pucha.
ahead of Suri.
Kagabi pa
Yeah,
yun.
that just means that the
Net ba
that
natin
matchup
to?
between Riven and Wukong
Grabe ka na,
has
PLDT.
already been decided. Wukong would be getting the better.
Uy, gagi,
knockout
huwag kayong magkomment ng
over and over
ganyan.
again, at least in game number 1.
And I think it was
Ayun, ni NGX yun eh, malamang panalo yun. Gagi, huwag kayong kayo mag-comment ng ganyan no eh. Pag may kasalanan, pareho si King.
What? 7 minutes, 8 minutes into the game. That is a huge lead against a
Huge lead
a
talaga.
composition
Like, what
that,
the hell? Yung mid, palong-palo eh,
relies on their
grabe.
AD champions
Palong-palo
in the
si
early
ano eh,
game.
Aaron,
Imagine
si
how much
Aaron.
damage you are gonna be able to
Si
negate
Clary lang pa.
in the next upcoming team fights since they
Oo,
did
si,
have
mukhang
the
mag-MVP na
priority
naudlot
with
tuloy
the
pagka MVP ni
next
ano,
up.
ni
Most
Aaron.
probably,
Nag-pause
they're
yung
gonna be
game.
attempting to take both
Ano naman yan.
objectives. Like,
Better
the
top wins daw, kaya
Dragon
need
and
snowball
the
beer
Zero.
lane.
That's
Hindi,
how-
ano, mid yung Wukong. Si
Yeah,
Aaron,
just
mid,
like
hindi siya top.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The thing
Kinit,
is,
delete
I-
na.
I
Oh,
kind of-
gagi mga sa
I'm
Zuckerberg ka
kind
dyan
of,
sa comment
trying to
mo,
remember
baliw
if
ka.
they used the referral
Ingat
on
kayo
the
sa
ball.
ganyang
I
comments.
don't think so.
Yeah, they did.
Ah, okay,
They did.
so they did. So that means that, you know, they have to work their way in getting the mid lane tower, but that basically is the signal of the end of the
Pero ang ganda ng save na ginawa ni Exosend dun eh, no? Ganun na ako mag-support eh.
NGX, we all know how good they are in
Sa top sila
controlling
nag-RH kasi.
quadrants of the map.
What?
We all know that if NGX
Ay, hindi,
are
binasag
ahead
lang
of
nila yung bot,
competition,
no?
they
Oo nga,
will
tama.
ensure
Tama,
that their
tama,
buffs will be their buffs too. So,
Expecting magka-Nautilus
we'll see.
sana. Hindi natin
One
sure.
thing to note,
Si Raulo kayo
it
di
wasn't
nakaka-cool
the
pag
best
oh, gagi,
start
wag.
for
Bad
Just
yun, bad
Cheese
yun.
instead.
Violin
Again,
focus sila
I
itong analyst at di
There's
nag-prepare
really-
natin. Sorry, nagbabasa ako ng
I
comments
can remember
eh.
that Just Cheap
My
off
bad.
this
Demon
champion,
Kite yan eh.
and I
Syempre
kind of
panalo
wanted
yan.
to, you know, be
Game
reminded
1 pa lang
of
to,
his
Juice.
caliber in this champion.
Best of 5
Because
to.
oftentimes I see it
Na
here.
gano'n, nag-PLDC. Pangilan
Even
na game? First game pa lang na
Jamie was
PLDC pa.
also
8 minutes.
on Zedric
8 minutes into the game na PLDC. Saya.
during their run. So it's kind of interesting that, you know, they wanted to go for Zed with just cheap, but so far it hasn't been
Tagal.
impressive, I would say.
Yeah.
But
Game
it's
1
still
pa
ahead.
lang.
I mean, he
Mga
did
buti na
quite
tayo
a
ng
bit
10
of
dito,
an
guys.
legacy in the, I believe it was a 4-minute
Oh,
mark.
patol-patol lang
Engaged
ganito.
onto Marky, onto the Ziggs, but unfortunately got taken down instead. And, well, kudos to NGX not getting, you know, negatively affected by that. And even after that, they got a couple of kills trading out with Just Chi once more dying. But
Just Chi. Oo nga, tama nga
300
pronunciation mo,
or
Just
NGX
Chi nga.
rather,
Pasabi
with this
kay
kind of
Otto,
playstyle,
pahiram
with this
sa lang.
kind of
Ito, nakasalamin nga din ako yun,
focus
pang
on
ano,
what's
pangatlong
happening
caster
in the
na
mid
ako.
lane, what's happening
Ayan,
in the
lagay ko na
jungle,
sarili ko
what's
sa
happening in
gitna.
the bot side fight.
Ayan, caster
But
ano, caster
in the
band.
Baron lane,
Nakasalamin din ako.
Hyde is just having the best time of his life. Farming out as an Aatrox. without
Ay, hello,
any
Dexter. Thank you for
pressure. And
following
this
for
has been like
558
the pattern
days.
even in today's games.
AFK sa
when the
MC
Aatrox
Farming Crops
gets
habang
the-
nanonood ng stream.
the
Sige,
farming
sige,
life
salamat,
that he
Diyos.
wants
Nasa pagtambay.
for the
Umaga
first
talaga
10
internet
minutes,
nung
12 minutes
ano
into the
eh,
game.
nung
Late
BCTs.
game, he's gonna be a monster. And
Yeah,
we
nga
saw
eh.
even
Nakaka-
in
ano,
the previous
nakaka-interrupt.
series
Actually, funny.
how
Kasi kahapon din,
obnoxious
300
the
G2B.
sustain of an Aatrox
Ganito rin
can
eh. Ganito
be.
rin Exaya na eh. Hindi
Where
naman ako
like,
bibili
you
Project
think you
Zero.
would
Di
be
ko
able to
naman
kill
magagamit
these
sa
low
RG.
HP, like,
Ano, ban kasi
a
lagi
quarter
mo
of his
unahan
health
ka.
remaining, but one Q just
Hi Michael, salamat sa
puts
pag-share
his
and like
HP
this stream.
back 100.
Caster number 3.
That's how
Kaya nakasalamin.
dangerous an Aatrox can be with items.
Yeah, hirap pigilan actually ng tumabang Aatrox in life. Okay, game na daw, game na daw. Game na daw ulit, game na daw ulit,
I think they have
guys.
to wait on that because at least so far in the first few minutes, I didn't really
Game na
feel
daw,
like
game na
he
daw.
played
Ulit,
himself.
ulit.
He was easily helped out by the range of Demon Kite.
Wasak na
This
pala yung
has
bot
been
nila oh.
the unlocking factor of Hyde's Aatrox. You're right.
Laban na naman yung dalawa, si Aaron, si Tatsuri, gigil na si Tatsuri. Yan na ba kills niyo yung ano? Gago, 3-1 na pala siya. Oh well, you can see who's MVP.
But still is a threat to
Hindi na stream si Arsenal. Hindi ko sure, Christian James Regano. I think hindi eh. Medyo focus na siya sa ni Australia. Hi, ganun. Hello, Dexter. Focus na tayo ulit.
You have three very good scaling champions. You have the Ziggs, you have Gwen, and also the Riven.
Oh, gago, huli. Ayun lang. Huli ka, boy. Babayu, Chas. Oh no, Chas. Gagi. Apat pala nandun. Oh, may mamatay. Uy, sayang. Kunat ng Gragas. Sad, warded ba yun? Warded ba dun? Nakita si Chas? Oh no. Hindi, okay lang yan.
absolutely no trades.
Scale lang, guys.
And
Please
look
me
at
dear
draw.
kayo.
2 items completed. Warmog's armor as his second choice, which means that he's going to regen the hell
Grabe.
out of his HP.
Objective
no need
na
to go
RH na
back.
sunod.
And is now ready for action once again with 2
Wala, injects na to.
available
Wait
to
lang!
win
Best of 5 to
NGX.
eh.
Getting
Unang
the
game pa lang to,
advantage onside.
guys.
Now
Injects na
surprise
ka. O
Chaz
sige,
on
kayo
the
injects na
top
tong
lane.
first game.
This is how
Malay mo,
NGX
makabawi
was,
300.
this is how NGX plays. They're going to control your jungle, and we do know that the highlight player for the 300 is their jungler. So Chaz being controlled here is
Yeah,
basically a
that's right.
bane to
Ay,
300's chances to win this game.
Oh no!
Imagine being crippled, being
PLDT dip, lag daw si Chaz. Lag daw si Chaz, lag. Nag-text sa akin, guys, lag daw ulit na naman. Oh, yun nangyayari. Bakit ganun? Come on. Ba't tuwing laging paglaban nila? Ganun nangyayari.
Which is Just Cheat.
Why?
That is a tough mountain to climb
Oo
here
nga. Lang sa
for-
NGX
for
eh. Paano
Chaz
kaya ko si
or
Chami pa
for
maglaro?
D300
Oo nga. Yun
in
nga din sinasabi
general.
namin ba actually,
Everything
Carl
has
Ull eh.
been quite difficult
Yeah.
for them. So, how do you think they should be opting to
Anong
adjust
copium?
themselves? Should they,
What do you mean
should they
copium?
force fights on a lane?
Ikaw pa rin
Should they,
pipiling.
play it a little bit backwards? Should they
Anong
give
copium?
objectives for the first few minutes?
Hindi ko gets yung
I don't
copium.
think
What do you
so.
mean?
Again, it's all about making sure
Kahit nasa
that
dalawa
every
ikaw
time
pa rin
they go
pipiliin ka.
over
Ay,
the
John
person,
Carlo
you
dahil.
will be prepared.
Gusto lang talaga
Going
niyo.
for the
Nagagi ano na
counter
naman.
engagement.
Kayo
That's
ata may
also one
balat
of
sa
the strengths
puti.
that
Ano
we
na
did
naman?
see, from the 300 yesterday against G2B. G2B was so aggressive.
Nadisi
the
na
early parts
naman.
of the game.
Oh my
They were
God.
able to get
Well, this
some
sucks.
wins during the early parts of game number 1.
Ano na
But ultimately,
guys?
the
Ano na,
experience advantage of
guys?
their 300 was able to
Bayaw
help
yan.
them, catapult and
Sayang
get
bawal
that
ko si siya magkaroon ng mga
counterpunch
ganitong turn na.
ready
Kasi minor nga
for
siya.
the killing blow. That's basically why I think.
Hindi ko alam
why
yung term
I
na
think
yan.
that
Sa
this,
search ko yan
the
ah. Pag
300
bad
still
term yan
has
ah.
the means
Pakin ko kayo.
to win this.
Ano yung
It's a
copium?
lot harder now just because of the series of very aggressive, successful plays by NGX. But it's not yet over.
Yeah, I can recall the game that you and Osaka casted yesterday of 300 and
Gets. Hindi ako in denial. Ayun, pa-copium pa kayo eh. May pa-copium pa kayo. In denial lang pala ibig sabihin nun eh. Nakaumay sa laro yung lag kaya nga eh.
having that utmost discipline and
So, hindi, sabi ni Chas, lag daw siya ulit.
I guess control in the game.
Nga. Hindi naman kayo in denial, guys. What the hell? Coping naman na kahit the truth is talo na. Oh! Ganun din naman sila kahapon na. Ganun naman din ulit 300 kahapon. Nanalo naman sila. Alam ko yung si Pepeg. Kilala ko yung si Pepeg.
Go by. This is something that they can
Pepiga.
do as well here
Pipiga yung net
against
nila.
Nigma
Tanggapin na lang kasi
Galaxy. It can be
pagkatalo.
challenging, but
Besh, ba't kayo
looking at the gold so far here
Okay,
in this
nagtitwitch
game, it's
terms
not
dyan.
really that much
Ano rin, nasa Twitch tayo.
troubling. 2,000
Pipiga.
is
Poggers.
like
Poggers,
8 minutes
mananalo na
into the
NGX
game,
Pog.
isn't really that much of a
Another
big
3-0.
deal.
Muhehehe.
Maybe in terms of the fun league, since
Umay
most of
naman.
it is a little
Ba't
bit
ano?
on
Bakit
Aaron.
ganyan?
It
Minsan na
does
nga
have
lang
a lot-
mag-post yun. Ganyan
a lot of kills,
Galit na si
but,
Tito,
in
si Tito to. Galit
in
na siya.
average or in total here for both teams, well, 300, I think
Screenshotin
we can
ko na
still
nga
like
lang to.
scale out a little
Kunwari,
bit and
ano,
not be bothered
third
that much
caster.
by what's
Third
happening.
caster ako. Ayun na. Oh no!
Summoners in the coming
Oh
months
no!
will
The
enter
tech
a
team! Ano
tournament.
na
We will
tech?
get a brand new UI update for the Spectre mode. The new integrated UI
Oh, well, that
design provides
sucks.
a better game watching
Oh, well,
experience
that
with a
really
simple
sucks.
picture and more intuitive information alongside the vivid
Hala ka! 4 minutes! Oh my god.
original UI information
Yung pusa. Anong noders? Ay, madam, maganda ka pa sabi. Ay, hello, Tops! Ay, Tops, tulugan na. Gagi, ano ba naman yan? You know, ay, nakita ko na pala ko na to kahapon eh. Ano ba yan? Loggers na naman ng stream. Eh, yung net nila. Gagi. 4 minutes pa. Dahil usapan na lang tayo dito. Hindi pa nga masyado nag-iinit yung ano eh. Yung dalawang teams eh. Biglang ganyan na. NGX win? Hindi nyo alam. Malay mo mag-usap-usap yung 300. Tapos ano, makabawi sila. Frustrators. Sa kanila pa rin first game. Pero so far nga, parang malakas nga NGX nga, no? Lalo na yung mid laner nila. Galing. Pero ano, si Exos and Chef's Kiss talaga yung save niya dun sa Zigzana. Yung pag-block niya, kaso wala. Sinukas pa rin siya niya ni Aaron. Ha? Strat ng 300 post-jump. Oh, ano strat ng 300 ka dyan? Hater ka, ha? Hater ka, Alex, ha?
stats
Pero actually,
will be
kagabi, ganun nga din.
presented in the three
Post jump to sila nanalo.
mode, pre and post teamfight mode, and
Wala kasi si Arisen.
in farming
Si
mode,
Arisen
we
na
have the
nakastop.
key information
Let's
of
go. Ay, hindi na RQ.
play,
300 na kasi tops.
champion
3
selection,
minutes. Oh
summoner's
my god.
bell,
Sana okay na pala
champions level,
dire-diretso na.
and spirit.
Excited na ako. Bitin naman ako dun.
Comes with
8 minutes pa lang actually yung labanan. Tapos puro post-jump ng post-jump kanina pa.
In pre and post teamfight mode, we can see the goal difference
It's really
on the
sad.
board. The gap on each lane
Ang hirap
is
pag parangkap sa Oceana,
the
15 minutes matchmaker sa Master Patas na rank shell. Oh no, dead game.
Teamfight mode
Dead
only
game.
presents the concise
Ako wala
real-time
masyadong
stats
lalaro ng Wild
of
Rift sa Oceana
players'
kasi.
teamfight damage and
Ay, ayaw ko lang si Arsenal. Si Arsenal Oceana server yun eh. Lalaro ata siya dun.
play by our players. A more compact
Former, ayun.
UI
Former.
design will soon be
RRQ.
available to
Former.
all the summoners and
Aray, siya
all
Arisen na
the
sa
League
FLA,
Asia.
diba?
And the thrilling
Penal?
League of Legends
Penal si
10
Arisen?
and Asian League is ready to go. Dear
Diba?
summoners, get online.
Ay, ang tagal. Bakit ang tagal? Ano na
Dear
guys?
summoners, in the coming
Inaayos na nga
round of
tech
the League
people
Asia
yung net
tournament,
nila.
we will get a brand new UI update for the Spectre mode. The new integrated UI design
Ay,
provides
nagko-casting
a
din
very
pala si
different
ano?
experience with a simple
Si
feature and more
Rox.
intuitive information alongside the
Ano
built-in
kaya
visual
nangyari kay
effects.
Rox din?
Firstly, we move the original
Laggers
UI
din.
information
Dead
as a
game.
hook and make it into a functional ring design in the upper
Hindi
left
naman.
corner.
Hindi naman
The
dead
ring not
game.
only
Hindi
contains
naman
basic
siguro
information
guys.
of the current patch, such as
Tingnan
the
mo nga oh,
GA,
akala nga natin, well, akala
the
kasi na iba,
skills,
naging
powers,
dead game na yung World Cup kasi
but also
nag-alisa na nga yung mga pro
the red and blue
sa mga
rings
orgs nila.
with the
I think that was like a few weeks ago. Pero apparently, naglipatan lang pala sila ng org.
When
So,
a team
not-
takes the
not-
element of
not
Dragon's
really a
Path,
dead game.
the combat visual effects stick out.
Si
The
Aaron.
color blocks for each different
Si
element
Aaron,
of
Alex. Ano ba yan? Kanina ka pa nandito, hindi mo alam kung sino yung mid.
However,
Si
takes the
Aaron,
visual
NGX
and
Aaron.
Here's
Hello,
variation
Rickston. Thank you for liking the stream. Sorry, guys. Mukhang something wrong sa side nila. Kaya ano. Pero ano pa lang, first game pa rin hanggang ngayon. Aaron, NXP din eh. Next play pala si Aaron. Oh. Next play pala yun. Galing.
The champion cursor now intuitively demonstrate the team
Ang galing naman.
tactics. Makes easier for you to track the champion's movements. The most essential in-game stats will be presented by switching
Ang ganda ng t-shirt ah. Nakita ko Mami Katya kung nandito ka.
Farming mode, pre and post team fight mode, and team fight mode. In farming mode, we have the key information of players prospectively play, lane section,
Ang cute ng
champions
ano, cute ng shirt.
selection, summoner's
I like the
level,
shirt.
champions level, and
Ikaw
swords.
ba naman manood
In lane
ng
phase, it
360?
comes with real-time go
Aaron
and
kasi.
KDA.
Kaya nga, Aaron nga sabi ko. 30 seconds, sana naman totoo na to. Please, sana wala ng post jump. Oh my god. Thank you, Chris Ubaldo, for liking the stream. Mrs. Perspective, more ang palabas pera sa Wild Rift yun kasi konti lang tournament kaya umalis mga org sa Wild Rift tournament. Bagay. Kasi actually, I think ngayon for Wild Rift, ay for Riot mas focus sila sa Asia yung Wild Rift kasi mas sikat sa Asia kasi. Ayun na, they're back.
Alright, and welcome back to the
Nandito
Wild
na yung mga
Rift League
titos
Asia
natin,
Open
diba?
Qualifier. Going back from the short break due to that technical
Ayun na, yeah, technical
game number
difficulty
one.
talaga.
Well,
Ayan, game na.
we are now going to be continuing and it's now
9
almost
minutes
10
na.
minutes into the game. And like what we mentioned, yeah, this is going to be a tough one, but MGX
It
and
will
300
be a
still
tough
gonna go
one,
half on each other.
pero kaya pa ng 300 yan, I
And
believe.
Since we're already at the 10-minute mark, Rift Herald was already secured by NGX. Another positive for them.
Kuha rin pala
Remember,
nila yung ano, ng
before
NGX
we
yung
left,
referral.
or before we went on break, I believe
Guys, galaw-galaw guys.
NGX
Guys,
was
galaw-galaw. Alam ko
very
kaya niyo yan.
good lead, which still is very similar to what they have right now, but 300 is already showing
Ang ganda rin ng
some signs of
rotation
life,
neto ni ano, ni
securing
Demon
some
Kite,
kills
ah.
for themselves as well.
Nalilito
So
nga
we'll
ako,
see
support ba siya? Hindi, support
how
nga
this
pala
is going
siya.
to pan
Support.
out.
Especially
Kuya
that,
Otto, pa-extend 5 minutes sa PC.
Dragon
Qualifiers for si po ba yan?
in
Yes
terms
po,
of
Christian
Dragon
James. Yes,
Path,
yes, yes, yes,
we
yes.
already have the scaling one. The
Ay,
Ocean
iba,
Dragon.
ay, iba
Rift
pala.
Herald might
Qualifiers
be,
to.
opposing
Etong
problem
laban na
here
to.
for
Sino
them
manalo,
since
pasok na sila.
Ligma Galaxy can use it somewhere to at least draw attention towards the 300 as the Mountain Dragon is
Ayan na,
available for
set
the
up
taking.
na.
Like how we
Mga
talked
forma
about
na si
earlier,
ano,
Ligma Galaxy,
si EXO.
given their state of the game or given how
Or
aggressive
may
they can
mapipitas,
be, they
Helios.
actually do this. Using
Gogi,
the
wasak na
referral
naman
in
yung
the
toro
mid
nila sa
lane,
mid.
they can
Oh,
actually start
shit.
The Mountain
Rolling it
Dragon.
Ay, hindi. Na-def pa.
300,
Damn.
299.
Na-def pa yun, gagi.
Just one less of their team name.
Oh, kaya
Yeah,
naman eh.
yeah.
Kaya talaga,
I don't
kaya
think it
naman
was
talaga,
enough,
Carl.
yeah.
Kasi
Referral
katitingnan mo yung comp
wasn't
nila, ano
enough to
to,
secure the
3.
tower.
Ayun na, sinetup na ni Exosen, oh, yun na. Uy, gago, yun lang.
Double taunt,
Op,
sets
Golden
up that
Star,
dawning
Golden
shadow,
Galio.
at least gain
Classic,
some
classic game.
resistance here on the side of Negma Galaxy. But
Yun
now,
lang,
actually,
binunggo
has a
na.
little
Oh,
bit
gago.
back.
Oh, ayan. Oh,
My
sige,
God,
ginusto
it's
niya.
a
Oh, ayan na nga. Ayan na nga. Oh my God, sino kayo magsa-survive? That's the question. Oy, nice double kill by Marky.
Still able to send
Ganda ng
out
ano,
those
ganda ng free hit.
bombs,
Ganda
which
ng
is
free hit
starting to
dun
be a
ah. Nice
problem
one
here.
set.
By Negma Galaxy.
Baka Exosen
Now two
yan.
members down,
Baka Exosen
300.
yan.
They have the advantage and the position to actually maybe
Baka
start
Exosen
to
yan.
start in Dragon. Just she though is
Oh,
not
qualifiers ng PH, yeah,
letting
yes.
them
Yun yung ibig sabihin,
get
qualifiers
this
ng
so
PH.
far.
PH and
But
PH.
Actually, Demon Kai says no. Let's fall back.
Yeah.
Let's fall back for now.
Yeah, there's no
Yes.
reason for them to try and
Though may
contest this
lower
one now,
bracket
just
pa,
Justin
final
is
pati
still not
G2.
available. Remember, he tried to use it in the
Pero kung
mid-lane,
sino manalo
to
dito, ano
get
na
that
sila, pasok
advantage.
na.
I believe it was against Helios.
Bago
And
na
now,
response si
again,
Hydro.
you're seeing
Nga eh.
the counter
Di,
punches
ano,
from
medyo nagkaroon ng
300.
miscom
NGX
ata dun.
aggression finally got punished, and 300 gets the reward of 2 skill.
Ayun na, pumapantay na guys.
Dragon,
Lamang na,
Ocean
lamang na.
Dragon,
Si
and for me,
300
the bigger
magic
value
guys.
here
Kung kahit
is
lang si
Mount
6-1
Dragon
GG yan
because
sa
it gives
NGX
them
eh.
extra
Oo.
shield, extra
Oo naman,
sustainability
totoo yan. Oh, 3-1 na nga si
against the
Marky oh.
all-inverse potential of Just
3-1 na
Hyde.
siya oh. Sakit-sakit na yun. Ano kaya item
looking
niya?
at how that team fight actually
Ludens.
happened, Draw
Ah, naka
going in with a
Ludens.
body
Tas
slam,
naka-orb.
Exosen with a two-man taunt
naka-Raba
with
dun.
a Shield of the Run.
Ganda ng ginawa na setup ni Exo dun. Kita niyo yun.
All in onto the
Oh,
300.
nag-i-emote gagi.
Ay,
Ay, ba't may emote dyan? Nag-i-emote ah. Idol ko mag-Jana yun si Dro eh. Ay, magaling mag-Jana ta. O 300 din ang tawag sa RRQ. 300 kasi, wait lang. May mangyayari. Ayun na, sinetop na naman ni Dro. Kaso,
here in the top side river, but I don't think they should even try for the meantime given the
sineset up ni Dro pero walang nagpa-follow up eh. Well,
It's
alanganin
basically
din
what's
kasi
going
yun
to be
eh.
the theme of the
300 kasi
right?
Rumble
They're not
Royale
going to
kasi.
let
Eh, Rumble
Marky
Royale,
post
yung,
on the
yung,
end
yung icon kasi
NGX.
namin is based dun sa parang
Marky is so
Spartans.
proficient in the
Yung Rumble
champion,
Royale.
so
Kaya The
good in
300.
his
Kung alam niyo yung The 300 na
26.
movie, Spartan siya.
And I
Kaya
believe
yun.
this,
The 300 pangalan
You
nila.
know, no cap.
Oo,
no,
solid,
no
di ba?
exaggeration. I believe this
Ganda ng
like
setup niya dun
a
kanina.
1000th game of Marky on this champion. So
Yun yung
even
backstory
more,
dun,
it's
Christian
just, you
James.
know, match made in heaven.
Yun yung backstory.
Dominant
Ibang
siege
org na
again.
hawak. Ayun na naman. Ayun na yung setup na naman, gagi. Hindi ko nakita. Oo. Ito na, babagsak ka. Boog. Pitas. Mapipitas. Sino pipitas? Si Aaron. Killing spree niya. Gagi, Exo. Oh, hindi ka. Oh, nice. Gagi, the stasis though. Shepskis. Kaso nandun pala si Hyde sa likod. Nice one, guys. Ang ganda ng ano. Ang ganda ng pag-zone nila dun. Bago, maubos na yung NGX. Ay, gagi, yun lang. Clean up. Clean up ni ano. Yung clean up.
Doing
Damn it,
work
Diyos.
in the backside. 3 for 2
Okay pa rin, okay pa rin. Still, maganda pa rin. Ito yung maganda sa 300 eh. Para they're so coordinated. Pag talagang once na may sinet up talaga si EXO, talagang follow up talaga eh. Hindi sila nag-hesitate. Kaya ito rin yung maganda sa kanila eh. Ay, hello Kevin! Go 300. Yeah! 300 galing sa movie. Oo, yun. Doon nagbase.
300 still overall.
Yun.
Okay
Okay pa rin. Oh, pantay na sila ng gold oh. Oh, naku po! Ito na si AA Ron. Galit na galit kay Tatsuri. Lagi nag-1v1 tong dalawang to.
When it comes to the gold department, my God.
Wala pumapansin kay Marky. Gagi yung nga eh. 4-1 na nga si Marky. 4-1 na nga siya eh.
Now it's gone.
Ang ganda actually pag free hit niya eh. Nakatumakbo ka na Lods. Ay gago si Chas nahuli na naman. Ano ba yan, Chas? Chas, why? Kanina ka pa. Pangalawang beses na yan, boy. Oh no. Oh no. That choke. The classic 300 choke. Gago, Baron pa naman yun. Gagi kayo.
Baron is just waiting for them. 300.
Oh no.
Do anything from this.
Oh no. Si Chas kanina pa yun nahuli. Ay shit. Well, you tried, Marky. You tried.
NGX just the
Oh,
timing is
no.
impeccable with this team.
Ano, and
Nagpakamatay
this is
ka,
what we're talking about
Chas.
when
Kanina ka
talking,
pa.
About NGX. The fights
Chas,
won't happen
na.
on the lanes. The fights won't necessarily happen during the objectives. It would happen right
God.
before an
Try
objective
kasi respond ni
breakdown
Chas si
because
ano eh, si
NGX
Tatsuri
wants
kanina
to
kasi
invade
nakita
the
niya
jungle.
apat papunta
And
sa kanya,
300
tutulong
has to
ata
do
siya kaso
better,
namali siya
in
ng daan, na wrong turn
anticipating
siya.
this
Na wrong turn siya doon.
advances from NGX because
Red team
just
ba
by
ang the
how
300?
Chaz
Yes.
was
Red
positioned,
team.
as
Red
well
team in
as
300,
Exos.
yes. Tunakas kay Senna tapos napabayaan mahapdiyan. Oh, late gamer champ din yan si Senna dahil sa stocks eh.
Kaigo won't be happy
That's
about,
true.
I know.
Nakarelic
but
pa naman
it
din siya.
still is, I would say, a winnable
Ay, hindi. Wala
game
namang
for
connection
Team
actually sa
overall.
relic yun. Pero
But
yung
the
item...
Ducks and
Oh
Jets,
no,
they're
may
very
napitas na
aggressive
naman.
now.
Ay, hindi.
Very
Andito yung mga
aggressive
tropa.
indeed
Andito
as
yung
they
mga tropa.
attempt once more with Joshi using that death mark on the Chaz. I think Chaz is so much being pressured right now with all those
Tapang yun,
potential
Demon
engaged by
Knight.
Enigma, Galaxy, and even forced to use his
Oh
ultimate
god,
just
wasak na yung mga
to
tore nila.
answer back
Guys,
with
wala na
the
kayong tore.
maker of
Kinakatak
this
na kayo. Ang galing ng ano, ang galing mag-push ng NGX. Grabe mag-pressure sila. Grabe nila mag-pressure.
Mid lane push, bottom side push by Aaron.
Mali kasi
All
ano
these
eh,
outer
napitas si
turrets
Chas dun.
are being
Nagkabaron
taken
tuloy
down
sila.
and none is, standing
Parang
up.
tilted si
Anyone
Chas
else
dahil sa
outside
lag.
is still standing, but not for long,
Oo
as
nga eh,
Hyde
mukha
is
nga.
doing work there with Demon Kite, and look at the goal lead. It's starting to be
Ba't
out
dinet
of
markan
hand
niya si
here
Exosen?
for
Oh, shit,
D300. A while
that
ago, they're
hurts.
the ones actually going up by 2,000. Now,
Oh,
looking
no.
at how
Toxic.
much NJ has
Grabe.
pulled off, that is a 7,000
What?
and just like
Oh,
4
game 1
minutes,
na to
3
para
minutes.
kay ano. Oh, retry pa rin ni Def oh. Okay, tatry nilang ano, bunutin to si ano, si AA Ron. Oh, gagi, committed oh. Patay. Kaso, wala na kayong tore. Galing mag-push, galing mag-push ng NJX, grabe.
Tower broken down.
Dun
and
sila
the
natalo,
inhibitor
dito.
down, ladies and gents. And on the top side, less than 300 health on that tower. NGX
Di na ba ni
now
Aatrox
has
hirap niyang
the
tapatan?
advantage
Kaya nga, kagabi pa yan eh.
overall when it comes
Kaya
to
nila
map-
iban
map
eh, no?
pressure, but 300 doesn't
Shoutout pala sa'yo, Sir Rob.
doesn't want to wait for that advantage to come
Ang
into
linis
fruition.
mag-ult ni
They
Juice-
want to
Juice
get
Chi.
this third drag, which could be their win condition. Three
Pwede,
dragons
win
would
condition nila
definitely
hindi
help.
Kaso I mean,
Yeah.
wala na
At
silang
least in
tore
the
eh.
scaling game, they're doing tremendous work. 300,
Gagi, babato
not
na
that
Red
much
Horse
being
yan.
contested with this
Op,
Inferno
hindi.
Dragon.
Sa amin yan.
On the side lanes,
Sa amin yan.
all
Tatlo na
the
DR
inhibitor
namin.
towers are now
Elder na lang
down.
kailangan nyo, baka
NGX is
mabaliktad pa to.
I mean, this is
Tapos,
pretty good trade. I
yung
would say.
Baron kasi, yun dun sila
NGX, yeah,
nagkamali.
let's give it a dragon, but we have taken all inhibitor
Malinis kasi
towers
comms
and
nila.
only possibly
NGX
just
o
the Baron.
300? Pag nawala yung Sexem, walang engage to ng
We're at
300
the
eh.
point though
Yun nga
where Wild Rift would have some
Di ba mali nila
inhibitor
yun dun sa
respawn,
Baron nga kasi.
to
Namali kasi
defend
nandaan
their
si
base.
Chas, hindi,
But
eh
those
apat pa
inhibitors are so
kasi pag ganun
squishy,
si
and I
Chas
don't think
kanina
we are
eh.
at the
Tapos
time
apat pa ganun
where
sa kanya,
inhibitors
naipit siya.
will be respawning.
Kasi re-respawn niya
Has to
ata,
be passed
si,
from one
i-respawn
to
niya
one.
dapat si si Tatsuri dun sa
So,
taas.
300
So, yun
has
nga.
to wait.
Dun sila nadali. Oh, gagi, wala na silang tore, di ko nga napansin eh. Grabe yung push. Grabe yung push.
In their hands. But NGX,
Pag
what
napita
they're
setter
waiting for
NGX,
right now
mababaliktad
is the
yan.
Baron, because one more Baron
Tiwala
would
lang.
basically mean
Kahit medyo
that
mahirap
300
na. Kasi
won't
wala na
have
silang
enough
tore
loot
oh.
clear
Nexus
to
na lang
really
natitira
cash
sa
out
kanila.
on
Kaya
the
nila
set
tapusin to eh. Kung
by
gusto nila.
NGX.
Yeah.
Pag nakuha nila yung
This looks
BR,
like,
tapos
you know,
na
a
yan.
win for NGX
Gagi, yan na.
overall, and another aggressive
Okay.
wave coming from
Okay,
Juice
wala
Chi.
na. Pop na rin yung
Dawn
SS
Shadow
ng Senna,
being
pati ng
used.
ano,
And
ng
Justin
Z.
does have
Oh.
a Guardian Angel, and
Si Hyde,
a
i-top
few
siya, try
seconds
nilang
from
ano.
now, they can
Oh, Chas,
both-
gigil na.
they can
Oh,
get
gagi,
both
gigil
the
na si Chas.
Baron
Oh, gupitin
and
mo,
the
gupitin mo
Elder
yung
Dragon.
demonyo.
Since it is gonna be spawning in
Gupitin
the
mo yung
next 22
demonyo.
seconds. Chad,
Kaso
despite his
nag-BR na,
efforts,
nasa baba ka, boy.
Hyde
That's
is
a
just too
jungler.
tanky and high sustain as well. And
Oh
since he
god,
is
wala yung jungler,
bottom
nasa
side,
baba,
NGX
gagi,
says,
nag-BR na sila.
"You,
Oh, that was
I
a bait.
guess Exocen is gonna be trying to at least interfere, but
Wala
I don't think
na,
he can
hindi
actually
ka
do
naabot.
anything.
Oh! Dusty!
Marky Force, three
Dusty!
and back
Baka
to
si
back
Marky yan,
with
pan
Baron.
TikTok ka sa
NGX,
akin.
they do get the consolation prize with Exocen's head.
TikTok ka sa akin, sabi ni Marky. TikTok ka sa akin.
Elder Dragon for the taking. Two members. No, check that. One member.
Baka Marky yan, eh kaso Elder.
I would take
That's my boy. That's my boy. Kaso Elder to. Isa pa, isa pa, isa pa. Oh, no! Ah! Oh, hindi! Oh!
Yeah, Aaron is
Oh!
quite low.
Oh!
So many stages
Oh!
being used with his own
300,
hourglass,
my
but
God.
300 is starting to fight back.
Kinikilabutan
Throw back
ako.
some punches.
Kinikilabutan
Chad
ako, guys.
is still
Kinikilabutan
very much
ako.
healthy compared here to Hyde, which is very low in HP already on 300. They're attempting to turn the tides to do what is very difficult to do.
Is this
here.
happening?
NGX despite all
Is this
the
happening,
odds,
guys?
They got both the Baron and the Elder Dragon. What is
Oh, sana yung mga NGX enjoyers dyan, Char. I believe. I believe. See, ganito gameplay lagi ng ano eh. Kahit RRQ pa sila eh.
In the process, and 300 just basically might have done it. Giyang This is an insurmountable lead.
Oh, shit!
For others,
Kinikilabutan ako, guys. Grabe.
Blood
Kinikilabutan
runs
ako,
through their
gagi.
veins and would be clutching
Gagi,
it
kung may
out.
mag-backdoor, yun lang problema nila pag may nag-backdoor. Kaso wala na.
To end this game, NGX, they have 4 members. Without Demon Kind, you don't have that much to stay. 300 still has this Elder Dragon buff and is obliterating absolutely everybody in their faces. NGX might be defeating Logic, but D300 defeats all odds.
God, their clutch gene. I don't know where they're coming, where they're getting all this late game plays that should make sense. And again, the 300 with no inhibitor turrets, with no inhibitors available for them, was able to get the medal.
That's
of
my
the
boys.
comeback.
Oh, baka 300 win ka na, Alex, ha? Ba't 300 win ka na?
Medal for the comeback.
Oh, ano?
That's what happens whenever
See?
you get
Nanood ka ba nagwawalan?
back from this
Ako,
one.
I'm watching.
No inhibitor
I saw what
turret.
happened there, guys.
It's a
Kayo,
very
hindi nyo nga
rare
nakita na
occurrence.
agawan
I was
na yun
able to
eh.
get it once with Infinity.
Gagi, still ni Marky nagpapanalo sa kanila doon, grabe.
I was
Nagkaroon
able to
silang
get that
extra
at
buff
all, but
dahil
as we
doon.
look into the highlights again, one
Grabe
game,
yung kinilabutan ako.
What a game indeed.
Kinobi,
Yeah,
Marky Clutch, oh.
that's pretty much
TikTok
how
na
we
niya
can
yun.
describe it.
TikTok na ni Marky
NGX
yun.
started really strong,
Gagi, mali ng
getting
grabe
advanced,
error
and
nila dun
Jockey
ah.
had a bit of a hard time.
Grabe
He
error
was
ng
really
NGX
very
dun ah.
early
Pero I'm
game.
still surprised
But
na
he
kaya
made
pa
it
rin.
really
Ay, hindi
work
dahil sa
into
buff
mid
talaga
to
ng
late
Baron yun.
game.
Kaya lumamang na sila sa
But
damage. Kahit
things
kaya pinilit
just
na nila
got
yung
a
clash eh.
little bit weird, you know?
Grabe.
In the last part
Basta
of
si
that
Marky
game,
sure win yan.
all the
Kaya
inhibitors
nga.
dead.
Oh my
A
God.
timing for
Bawang
NGX to get that Baron. An attempt with Chaz actually in the bottom lane.
Oh, balimbing kayo ha. Pa 300 na kayo bigla. Mabalimbing kayo ha. Sabi ko sa inyo, trust the process.
Interfering in that
Manood ko
Baron
na to
pick.
kagabi. Trust the process.
Everything took
Alam nila yan,
chances
calculated
for
nila yan.
D300. It's basically
Ano,
the
ganda ng
start
free hit
right
ni
here
Marky.
for
Ang likod lang, di siya
D300.
pinapansin, no?
Them getting that,
Ganda ng pwesto niya, di siya
lost the
pinapansin. Oh.
Elder Dragon.
Binabaton lang ng
NGX,
bomba.
I
Oh.
think they did not expect D300 to be
Ngayon, ang
fighting
ganda
that
ng
way.
ginawa nilang ano doon, no? Pinorner
no
nila.
one would expect. I mean, the very first thing.
Tara,
that we
gulat din ako
expect,
dito. Nanalo yung 300
the
dito sa clash na
saving
to eh.
grace for the side of the 300 was Marky, Mega Inferno.
Ayan. Wow, fogey points kay Marky. Marky, greater than Demon Kind. Sakit po siya, lamang natalo pa.
One person to defend the Mega Minions coming
Well.
from GX, and not only that, one of the underrated.
Sinuwerte lang yun. Aba, sinuwerte. Ano sin... Guys, di pa ba kayo... Ano ba kayo, guys? Guys, come on. They know. See, this is what makes them a good team.
Most defining
Itong
moment of this
300,
game was
they
actually
know.
the Baron Seal, which we will see.
They can
That we will
spot an
see
error.
over
And when
over
they see
again
that
ahead of
error,
this.
yun, nag-error
Oh my
na
God,
miss
this is
smite.
definitely a
Hindi na
highlight
smite niya, no?
of the game.
Ni, sino ba yung ano, si
Especially
Jushki?
for-
Hindi niya na, ano,
for
na smite.
300. They-
Ayun, no, ito talaga, oh.
Hell.
Oh! Ayan na, tingnan mo, tingnan mo gagawin ni Marky. Kobe! Boog!
Obliterated so many times in that
Oh,
part.
shit.
Oh my gosh, Marky,
Oh,
you
shit.
are a miracle.
Marky
Okay,
talaga,
player.
grabe.
1,000 of a
Kinis
game
si ano,
on
ang
this
daming
champion,
kiss
like
siguro
what
ni
you
Marky
said.
ngayon. We're on po kayo 300 eh, ganda 3 na free ni Marky. Yun nga eh, yun nga actually. Okay, madagkat ka after. Oh, please panalo na kami ng game 1. Ban na yung 6 Ganun ba naman ni Marky, hanggang 2 games pa yan. Best of 5 to, so kung sino unang maka-3. Grabe, gigil si Chas oh. Sabi Chas, partida pa. Game pause. The game pause strat. The game pause strat chart. Wow, 30! Guys, the damage do. 38k. 38k damage ni Marky, gagi.
It's kind of expected though because
Oo, yes po, Miguel, yes.
execute
Gawin mo nga yung Bunny Bear Seal ka tas comeback.
to a point that it can really throw off your win condition.
Hindi ko kaya yun
We
eh.
saw that game
Hindi ko kaya
was
yun.
more of NGX game
Gagi
to
pa.
lose than
Ano ka ng damage ni Marky, go.
Right, NGX was just really in the best position possible to win
Actually,
that
nung
game.
laning, hindi ko
As you
napapansin
said,
si
he was a
Marky.
miracle
Tapos,
worker called
nag-scale
Marky.
na pala siya.
Marky
Nag-scale na siya na
himself
nag-scale pala.
was just able to get that.
Grabe
Yeah, was
oh.
able to just
Oh,
get that.
MVP of the game. That's my boy. Ang hong. Ang hong. Ang hong. Ang hong.
On point. Kill participation 71%.
Oh, Marky yan. Pan-TikTok tuloy. Free hit na free hit si Marky. Wala pa napansin sa clash. Kaya nga, nakita ko yung... Wala nga napansin eh. Sarap pa ng free hit nga niya dun eh.
Incredible of a player, incredible performance.
Grabe,
and
oh.
definitely got allowed
Ganda ng
them to
jacket
get
nila.
the win that they do.
Yay!
and
Rumble
deserve
Royale, level
for-
99.
To start this best of 5 season
Oy!
off
MVP yung
against,
dalawang ano, magkaharap na
NGX
ano, na
and,
ADC
yeah,
guys.
it is quite
Oh.
a sight to see as well overall.
MVP
here
oh,
for
MVP rin si
the
Demon
Philippine
Kite ah.
qualifiers as we do see a
Damn, kinilabutan ako sa
Yeah, we
steal
have
na
two
yun,
MVPs.
grabe.
Finding that.
Yeah, there are actually
Crazy.
MVPs
It's
that-
so crazy, man.
that was ready by
Marky built
but that's
different, oh.
okay. Very well deserved
Marky
MVP
Giga Chad.
by Marky, and it had it been
Kain mo na ako for chapulang ko. Sige, kain all, Kevin. Ganda to setup ng weather fish. Oh, ganda talaga. Ganda talaga. Wala kahapon pa. Nanood ka ba kahapon, Dexter?
We're going to head over to a very short break.
Ah,
I know,
short
you know,
break
that
na
the
naman.
adrenaline is
Damn.
booming right now.
Grabe,
It's
ade.
frustrating.
Same
We have to go on a
goosebumps,
very
guys.
short break, and Once we
Goosebumps.
come back, it'll be G2 already.
Kinikilabutan ako, guys. Break time daw muna. 2 minutes. Okay, next game.
Summoners in the coming Wild Rift
Woo!
League Asia
Da ano yan, the game
will
post,
brand
ano, the
new
game
UI
post strat.
mode. The new integrated UI design
Clutch
provides
Marquee is the
better
key. Kaya
experience
nga
with
eh.
a simple picture and
Marquee,
more engaging information
diba?
alongside
Marquee
vivid
is the
visual
key.
effects. Firstly, we
Grabe,
move
eh.
to the UI information that is a top bar.
Pero parang nakaka-frustrate yun for NGX, no? Kasi isipin mo nandun na sa kanila yung momentum eh. Tapos biglang dahil sa BR Steel, tapos dahil dun sa BR Steel, everything falls apart. Lahat ng binuild up nila dun sa game na yun. I don't know. Siguro, masyado na rin nakampante. I think hindi naman kampante eh. I mean, pero still eh, you won't see that coming. Yung ginawa ni Marky. No one saw that coming. Yeah. Ay, isipin mo kalkulado nila yun. Pero wait, ano pa nangyari yun? I think si Exosen, pumasok siya sa BR pit tas nagplant ng ward? Or warded lang pa talaga yun ever since? Kahit bago pumasok si Exosen. Kaya nakita ni Marky opportunity na mag-SS. I think it was blind. Blind siya na predicted na SS niya lang ba yun? Or warded yun? Ganda talaga kasama ko sa pinapanood ko. Kaya ganun, Dexter. Marky tumira ng tres, kinobi yung BR. Kaya nga walang momentum dun. Nawala nung nag-pause. Nag-back and forth ng after mag-pause The game post strat. Oh no! The game post strat. Hindi, nasa momentum pa rin ng NGX yung I mean, in terms of lamang, nasa NGX na mula nung early hanggang hanggang mid Di blind yun. Oh, yun nga, hindi nga blind, no? Akala ko blind na yun. Akala ko predicted na SS yun. Mas astig kung predicted. So, lang pala si Exosen, na pumasok pala siya doon, kaya pala nakita ko na nandun siya, tapos namatay. Nagplant siya ng ward para kay Marky. Grabe. Kanina ka pa nanonood Hindi ko makita. Ang dami nangyari kanina sa pick. Nagulat kasi ako dun sa ginawa ni Marky. Kinobi means pinatay. Kinobi. Galing. So excited for the next game. Very excited for the next game. Ay, good evening din sa'yo, Ram. Game 2 na, guys. Game 2. Let's see kung makabawi NGX. Binan actually nila yung ano ba ni-respect ba nila? Yung Camille ni Helios kanina ni-respect ba nila Fiora? Kay Helios din ba yun? I think so. Ni-respect ba nila yun Hoy, excuse. Shoutout tala yung GX KitKat ko. Oh, ganda din. Nakita niyo. Auto-tilt pa gano'n. Oh, gagi, nakaka-tilt yun. CP mo, nandun na Andun na kayo BR na lang kulang para tapos kasi CP, wala na rin Torre. Kasi yung 300. So, it's kinda a very slim chance na manalo na sila. Plus, kumukuha na ng BR na rin NGX So, once, isipin mo, pag na-secure na NGX yun, tapos na. Kasi they don't have a tower. Si 300, paano na sila makaka-def? Pero dahil dun sa steal ni Marky, it turned around. It turned around talaga kasi extra buff na sa kanila yun. Kaya nakita ko, pinilit na nila yung Clash Royale, lumamang na sila. Tapos ako po sila Elder, di panalo na talaga sila, di ba? Pantheon, isa meta, baka may mag-pick. May nag-Pantheon baka hapon. Uy, for Chinita short hair. Mali mo mahanap mo na dito sa comment, Marshall. Pero grabe. Well played, 300. Idol ka talaga kayo. Idol.
Two of the best
Ayan na, banning na naman. Ban nyo na, Ziggs. I-ban nyo na, Ziggs, if I were you. Ban nyo na.
Might, go different when it comes to drafting. Coach TG.
Ash, parang binaban pa rin yung Ash ni Marty.
What do you have
Ziggs, ayaw nyo iban.
for this fated match?
Blue side na 300, NGX hurt, I think.
For them to win, how would they, reset or basically
Binan yung gun ni Chess.
That was a very telling game if I was
Binan na.
Yeah, definitely. That could actually even shake the mental state of any sort of team. NGX being a team that does have.
Lupag talaga sa
strong
Mali 300,
mental state. I think
grabe,
they
two
can
more guys.
recover
Yeah,
from this, though
two
it,
more,
it could be
two
quite
more.
frustrating, especially given that that game should have been in their hands.
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
They
Oh, di ba
just
sabi rin nila,
picked
nila
it away
Idol.
from them, stole it away
Frustrating
from them
talaga
like
yun for
a
them.
candy from a little boy. And now,
Taking
moving
candy,
on to the
yeah,
blue side,
that's
they
the
have
exact term.
perfect priority.
Aatrox,
And look at the
binanila.
response here of NGX. Taking away
Lucian,
both
ay paggamit kay
Aatrox
Demon
and
kay
the
Jace.
Gwen.
Sino magaling
They don't
mag-Jace sa
want those
kanila?
champions heading down towards
Nakitulong
300.
dito Twisted Fate makikita sa
I
mga
mean, Chaz
pakalaban.
is still a beast
Twisted
on all
Fate.
these champions, even
300,
that
napakasalulutuan sa paligon sa
over to Chaz. But you have to remember that Chaz
Ay, si
has
Raulo
the
ka na,
Chaz
Dexter.
on first pick
Nalala ko
40,
tuloy yung
because
kinamit
we all
ni
know that,
Suzy.
Just she does have a
Ano yun,
very
lunok ka sa akin, mama.
mean sim, in his disposal. So that means that there is
Kinamit
this
yun
champion
ni Suzy
that we
Circle.
saw from Helios yesterday.
Pag di binanjigs ko, Kobe na naman yun. Hindi natin sure. To Fiora, binaban nila yung kay Helios ata yung hinaban. Pero ganda ng ginawa ng strat ng NGX. Wala naubusan sila ng Torre. Di ka rin naman lain, naubusan na ng Torre yung 300 pala eh. Oo, linabas na yung Camille ni Helios. Tayo kayo dyan, guys. Ito na yung Camille ni Helios.
Good response with NGX. Yeah,
Pag di binan... Ay, nabasa ko na pala yan. Kryptonite 300 BRUs. Ano yung ba yung nilagalawan
in their
ng
games
BRU?
now being picked up
Ay, talaga?
for game
Oh, that will
number
be
2.
interesting.
This is,
Pasok ang
again,
BRU
an
eh.
aggressive
Ay, wait, pasok nga ba?
composition
Or
that
Cerberus?
NGX is opting to have
Cerberus ata nakapasok. Yung ba
for
kalaban ng
game
BRU
number
kanina?
2. Galio and Driven 300. Yeah,
Kalimutan
with
ko
this
na eh.
Camille
Hanap ko
as
na hanap ka pala
Helios
live,
has
meron pala
utilized
sa'yo. Oo.
cleanly in
Naka-host
their
din
match
ako eh.
yesterday against G2 Blacklist.
Ayot nyo talaga
Now
iba
paired
niyan,
up
Ziggs
with the
ah. Ayun,
Karma,
nalinabas
there's
na yung ano,
so
Karma.
much utility,
Binan nila to
mobility,
kanina
and
eh.
protection for team fighting that 300 has.
Seryoso na, game na daw,
Especially
game na,
now
game
with
na.
the Gragas.
Ah, papakitaan si Tatsuri ng ano, Riven no. Galio rin, kinuha na rin nila, oh. Swap champs. Soft champs ata sila ngayon.
Now he will be on the Gragas side, so there is a flip. Draw will be the one to play to the Galio.
Oh, damn. Swap champs naman daw. Papakitaan ka naman daw ng NGX, ano, 300. Soft champs sila ngayon. Dahil, kinuha yung champs nila, walk scripted ah. Di ka naka-stream. Ay, nga pala, hindi nga pala naka-stream kahapon nga pala. I forgot. Watch party pala ginawa ko.
This lineup would work
Hindi, watch party yung ibig ko sabihin. Mali iniisip ko. Hindi pala kahapon. Sabi ko ngayon ako naka-host.
Phase of the banning stage here, Giyang and Renekton.
Oh, yung
has been
Renekton,
banned away
binan na rin. Wala
as
na
the
Renekton ni
opening.
Alex. Pabayo.
NGX is cooking with a
Ang cute to.
strategy in their hands. 300 has
Yung gamit ng
different
champs ngayon ni NGX, yung
recipe
champs nila
for their
300
strategy
kanina.
right now with the Karma
Kasi
pairing it up
binan.
with
Hindi
the
nila
Camille
ipapagamit kay Chas.
and the Gragas. Looking at the bans, right?
Support
we're
Groggy,
seeing
APC
those
Groggy.
aggressive champions being taken away by both teams as the Renekton and the Kazakhs already removed here. But given the support, the Dragon Laners being picked up already here, that leaves just the mid lane and the jungler to be picked up here by both of the teams. And
We're still
NGX
not sure of
taking
that,
away
actually.
the Aaron.
That's
The,
strange. Binan nila
we're still
yung
not sure if it's
Wukong.
going to be the mid laner and the jungler being left open here. Remember this is so flex picks. We're
Yeah.
looking into the 300
Ano
and
kaya,
NGX.
anong
Riven can be
gagamitin
played
nila?
in the
Last two
jungle.
picks.
And the Camille can be played by Chaz. in the
Zed.
jungle. That's
Binan nila yung Zed. Ayaw na nila makita yan kay
watching
ano.
this draft
Kay Juice Chi. Nabubulol ako. Juice Chi.
have their own
Juice
chess
Chi.
matches. We know
yes,
Taigo,
yun.
we know TG that can,
Kaya gamitin ni
teammates
Marky.
for long.
Yung Ziggs kinuha na ni
And
AA
one way
Ron.
to really win the draft is
Ni
by
Aaron,
making
kinuha
sure
na.
that you don't
Darius
get
na yan.
checked at the first few
Tingnan
parts
natin.
of the draft. And now, NGX is
See
basically
ya.
saying, you know what, this Riven would go either on the Baron lane or the
Ooh,
mid lane because we
Corky.
are confident in just G's ability to win the
Maganda
early
pa rin
game
ba?
on that
Maganda rin
lane.
pala, Corky. Hanggang ngayon.
Double AP damage here on the
Thank you
side
po,
of
Kaiser
Fifty
De La
Now,
Cruz,
since
for sharing
Corky
the
deals
stream.
90% of his physical damage as a P.
Salut kayo
that
sa
is
poll,
a lot
sinusuportan nyo.
of AoE and poke as
Oh,
well here.
ba't nadagdagan na
In
yung
the
na 300?
lineup of the 300 to
Nanalang 300,
contest that
nadagdagan na yung ano,
all-in
ayon sa poll.
burst of NGX. I guess when
Oh,
you
yun
going
eh,
up against a Titan, you would
Kita ko kapon yung
prefer
ano eh, yung
to,
Yone ng 300 eh.
throw in a couple of things that can cripple
Ano kaya
that
last na
big
ito ni
build.
ano?
And given the Yone, this is gonna be their coup de grace,
Yun
I
eh.
guess, here to have their extra engage
Ganda ng
alongside
engage ng
with the
300.
Camille, but wow.
Kaso din.
GX Switching things
win?
up. Casa
We'll see.
win.
We'll see. This is... It's been a long time since I've seen this champion. There was a phase in Wild Rift where Casa Din was a Casa win. But after a series of nerfs that this guy...
Pick off na naman si NGX.
he basically
Oh, pick off
was
na
thrown
sila.
down.
Baliktad
Still
ngayon
be
yung comp
the
nila.
threat
Ito ngayon si
that everyone,
300
that
engage.
everyone would
Ito naman si
expect by the
NGX
time that
pick
we
off.
reach the late game. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting as to who's going to play this because this smells to me.
Ganda
you know,
naman
that
neto.
this
Ay,
is the
naku
Aeron
po!
champion.
Si Arsenal. Buhay ka na
I
naman.
should
Hay
also,
Arsenal. OP
get his
Corky.
hands on this
Hanggang ngayon?
Cassidy can play it on both
Isa yan sa
Bandwagon
mini EXO yan sa
and
account ni si
Link
Yone.
as well. And I just would like to also add to the fact that yes, you're
Nag-swap
right,
na eh. Si Chess napunta na kay
on
Chess.
this Yone has also an engagement
Yone
potential for this group.
Jungle.
You have two potential engagers. You have Helios
Nice yung
on
karma.
this
Buti
middle.
binigay na.
You also have
APC,
Chaz
APC.
on this,
Sino support sa
Yone.
kanila? Si
It's
Exosen,
going to
si
be very
Marky?
interesting.
Ay,
Aaron
hindi si
will be
Exosen
the
nga
one
pala.
playing
Most,
Cassidy.
most likely.
Oh,
Draga support.
my.
Karma
I'm
APC. Ganda
actually
rin Karma
quite
APC
nervous
eh.
on this here for,
I also do that
for
in rank.
NGX a little bit because I
Double
can
AP
still
scaling
recall
baka mag-stall
how
NGX dito.
Chaz was so aggressive with the Yone against the enemy the enemy Ziggs at that time against a G2 Blacklist. He
Oo,
was
kagabi.
basically using
Si Chess
the
yun eh.
moment
Nag-Yone
he
din yung
sees
kagabi.
the enemy APC, the Dragon Laner, he just goes out and uses every bit of his ability.
Aggressive.
We saw
Yes,
the
go
pound,
on,
the
300,
fate seal. That
300.
is how aggressive Chaz can be on this
I don't
early.
think
And now,
I assume
as
to go
they
siya na server
use
pa
it
naman din
in
ako.
this game number
Busy,
2, this
busy
was
magano
one
yung
of
maghanap
threat
ng
into
AFAM si
scaling. But
si
looking back
Arsenal eh.
at the last
Okay,
pick
game
as
na.
well, for Nigma Galaxy.
Nigma Galaxy.
Surfacing into the rift.
Nigma Galaxy
This is going
300.
to be
Game 2 na, game 2.
such a scaling game here for NGX.
Yeah, trying to match the scaling potential of 300 this time round rather than going for the
Ganda ng ano, ganda ng
say,
draft ng
you
ano,
know,
ng
gauntlet
300.
of securing the early game and basically win from there.
Yes.
At least now
Ganda
they
ng
have a good
Meatmaker
balance
Camille,
of
oh.
things. You're right, young, they have a very early
300
game
3-0. Ay, shoutout sa Yaji.
in the league. So,
Ay, Yaji.
now we are back
Hirap
to
kasi din sa
standard
early
Wild
kasi
Rift.
madali pitasin.
Our support players are starting in the bottom
Yeah, it's kinda
rather
true.
than
Pero yun nga eh,
supporting
more
their
on
battle lane.
pick
So
off nga to
this
naman
is
to comp
finally the
nila.
1v1
Wag lang sila
that we
magkamali
wanted
na
to
magkahiwa-hiwalay sila or
see.
isa-isa sila
Farmer
papasok
teammates.
kasi they're
Oh,
gonna be, oh!
No, never mind.
Okay, okay, okay,
No,
okay. The
we
confidence
group up
from Marky.
always. We help.
Okay.
We help.
The
And
confidence
Hughes
from
does
Marky.
get his help from
Gumaganon.
Marky this time.
Look at
Gumaganon
this.
si
I mean,
Marky.
The wave priority is on the side
Helios
of
Camille
NGX,
era. Oo nga eh.
which-
Galingan niya yan eh. Galingan ni
which
Helios
means
eh.
that Hyde
Sanay
will
kasi
be
ako sa kanya
missing
nung
out on
last
some
ano eh,
gold
last
and
year.
some experience. Very timely
Nakakamiss daw.
role coming from Marky
Yung
and,
Z niya.
I would
Pero,
say
you know,
a decent
he
blow
needs to
against
adjust
the
eventually.
early game of
Gragas
of
ulit.
Hyde.
Yeah. And well, I think 300 does
Ziggs. Demon Kite naman daw
scaling of
pakitaan
the
si
Baron
ano.
Laner so much.
Si Marky
And
mag-zigs.
thus believe that Exodan is just gonna have a bit of a good time here in the bottom. At least an
Ayan na
okay
si
time
Chas.
despite
Naku
the,
po, masyado kang
score
malalim,
pattern that
boy.
he,
Boy,
does
masyado kang
have.
malalim, boy.
NGX
Ayun na.
to going with
Joke
what
lang.
is
Nanakot lang.
standard for them with the Ziggs in the bot lane. That
Ang
is
taas,
going to be
uy.
an easy
Camera
farming
person yung taas
to
may
stay
ganap.
clear
Camera
for
person yung taas may
Demon
ganap.
Kite, while Aaron looks to just play it out safe
Huwag niyo
in
sa taas.
the mid lane since it's
Auto
a
banata Z akali niya eh.
against the Corki. I think he's gonna be able to
Hindi naman actually.
But
Naku
here
po,
comes
si
Just
Tatsuri.
Oh, he misses though.
Medyo ano si Tatsuri ngayon na sa mid.
Almost. I mean, yes, of course, there's really no angle.
Na
for
ano siya ni
Aaron to
Aaron.
win this lane,
Corki mid pala.
against Tatsuri's range and whatnot. But at
Ayan na
level
yung
5,
respo
once-
ng
once he
Galio.
gets
Oh shit,
access
wag ka lang
to
kayo
those
magkamali.
void
Ay, hindi.
steps, he basically is a
hindi
kill threat
rewarded
already
pala.
against Tatsuri. Helios,
Sarap po
though,
muna habang nakain chicken
is
joy.
on
Wow, ang
in
sarap
a 2v2
naman.
scenario.
Pingi.
Justin will be
Pingi
spotted.
chicken joy. O yun na, hinuli na si
Has
Juice
to
Chi.
fall back.
Bubulok
Desert
talaga ako.
is starting to be a-
Juice
a
Chi.
little
Oh,
bit
sinugod ni
irritating.
Chas. Oy,
Aaron
ayun lang. Baka
looks
maipit
to
ka,
fall back
idol.
on
Ah,
the
yun na
defense
nga.
because Chaz is being a menace, but
Grabe,
they're actually
apat
doing a really
kagad
good
sa
job,
taas oh.
being aggressive. No
Damn,
full-on
son.
engage gonna happen as
Kasi
NGX looks
naninig
to just commit
Wow.
on this blue. They're gonna be happily walking out that blue buff for Justy.
That small win
Just
that was made
Chi.
possible because
Just
it was
Chi.
a sin.
Oh,
Of
butcher
course,
ko lagi
Raw
pangalan
and
niya.
High being at the right
Oh,
place at
pumago
the
na
right
si
time,
Marky oh. Parang
just
mag-karma yun.
allowed Just
Ganyan ang
Chi to
mag-karma eh.
Get that small
Aggressive.
win and getting that blue buff steal off of Chaz. That's basically the playstyle of NGX. If you can
Oh,
sustain
minto
the
si ano,
aggression of NGX
si
when it
Hyde.
comes to this jungle invades, then you will have a good time. It's kind of
Binibait
expected at this point that they
pala.
would do it
Kunwari
over
na
and over
nag-VC
again.
daw. Ayan na nga.
300
Oh,
to do
shit!
better
That
if
flash
they want
taunt,
better
though.
chances, draw.
Wow. The
Oh,
flash
no, that
into
flash taunt.
that
Grabe,
heel
ang ganda ng
to Duran.
setup
She
dun, ah.
follows up.
Ayun na nga.
Immediately
Babayu
turns
Helios.
into a
See you next live.
blood
Oh,
kill and they're not
naka-flash.
even
Ay, gagi,
done.
patay.
Aaron is there. Level 5 commits
Oh,
the
no,
flash and
napatay
gets
si
that
Helios.
second
Oh,
kill.
yun na si Chas.
NGX going
Chas.
ham once more in game number
Chas.
2's early game.
Grabe,
I know, and
dalawang kills
that's
kagad sa
Aaron.
NGX. Sanang
I don't
gigil, ah.
think he has
Ganda
even
nung ginawang
got
setup nun, ah.
anything yet.
Scary.
Right? Oh, yeah, okay.
Uy, ganyan ka
Finally,
mag-karma.
the
Oh!
items has been, shown.
Hindi yung ganun.
Uh,
Namatay si
Rodriguez
Mark, hindi
has
ako ganun
been
mag-karma. Hindi
defeated.
ako namamatay ng
That's a good
basta-basta
kill.
pag laning.
That's a good
Karma ako.
exit kill for NGX. And did I say
Gigil, ah.
draws
Gigil si Drod dun, ah.
tendencies to go
Ganun daw
with the
mag-ano,
Justice
mag-galyo,
Punch into a
exercise.
flash? That's
Yup,
like a,
yup.
yeah, that's like
And
a
it
single.
happened.
That's a trademark of draw. Every single time that I see
Wala
his
sa early
flash
injects,
available
eh.
with a Justice
So, sinasabi
Punch,
mong intro
he
boys
would
lang
go
sila.
for that play
Oh.
8 out of
Charot.
10 times. And look at that
Joke
play.
lang, ah.
A
Baka
very
may umawi sa
high-risk,
akin, ah, yung mga
high-reward
NGX
play for
enjoyers dyan, ah.
NGX
Joke lang.
that just netted them another advantage in their game.
Yeah, very aggressive na
And
eh.
it doesn't even hesitate. Even for
Nako
a
po.
little bit. He immediately
Oo, tatalo ng kanyan.
casts in that flash and lands that two-man taunt into
Hindi na
300
po. Gago,
members.
sakit na kagad ang gragi.
What's
Damn.
also fascinating to see is
Sumapti
the
na kagad. Oh,
quick follow-up.
sinesetupan na naman sila sa taas. So, target nila si Marky. Oh, why you targeting my boy, though? Galit sila. Steal kasi beer daw nila kanina.
Is a bit struggling in that engagement. In the mid lane,
Magkakat
as
na yan
the,
ng main sa top.
the
Ayan na nga,
switcheroo
sinetup na si ano,
happens and,
sinetup na
the
si
gank
Aaron.
happens here in the
Bye-bye,
bot side.
Aaron. Boom.
Cannot escape
Bitch.
anymore.
Nice one.
Ooh,
Nice
that is
one,
a lot of
Chas.
damage.
Yeah, true. Barrier
Nice one,
had been
Chas.
burnt by Aaron, but there was just no chance. The layering of CC from Atsosen and Shaz was enough to take the head of Aaron and at
Uy,
least
objective
slow
na pala.
down the
Kaya
momentum
unahin
of
ulit nila.
NGX.
DR ulit.
One
Uy, Infernal
thing
to, DR na
also
lang.
note when playing
Magko-contest
NGX or
kaya,
when
ano?
watching
Magko-contest
NGX,
kaya...
their play
Oh,
style
syempre, siguro.
of
Siguro, pero let's see.
revolving their game plan around their Baron lane is just so good. And we saw it from their time with Chami. Chami, unfortunately, again, is not able to join them because of
ADR
age
si, ano,
restrictions.
Infernal yan
But
eh.
now
Mukhang
with
trade-off
Hyde,
na lang
you can
mangyayari.
see that,
Mag-RH
you know what,
naman daw sila.
play around their
Mag-RH
Baron
naman
lane,
daw
their
yung
Baron lane,
300.
Hyde would have a good time. There will be a trade-off here, Kiyang, and then this will
trade-off
be
na,
a
yeah.
handshake. Rift Arrow would go over to the 300 side, meanwhile NGX gets the
Uy!
jacket this time.
Good attempt.
Humi-still na.
Marky
Tumatry
there,
mag-TikTok ni Demon
and
kahit
they are
dun.
ace,
Nakita ko yun na
but
tumatry
one
mag...
side.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
damn.
nightmare.
Tumatry
Three
mag-tik.
people diving. We're gonna give you an experience that
You
Aaron
can try
has
to
much
be me,
more.
but you can never be me, Marky.
And also, one of the things that we saw multiple times with
Hindi ka
Hyde
na
in
yun,
his
nakala ko
time
na
with
steal.
RQ was his ability to
Oh,
make
gagi,
sure
hindi
that,
pa nakuha yung
to
first
go for
turret,
the
sayang.
preemptive flashes.
Ilisin
knew
ni Tamamo
at
yung
that
first
point that
three
Furious would go
times.
for the Hextech ultimatum, so what he did was to go for the preemptive
Oo nga
flash
eh.
on the other side of the map.
Tumatry
Tatsuri
mag-steal yan, ah.
didn't really
Fun fact
have
nga
enough
si
space
Alex.
in him. And that's another advantage for the side of NGX. Yes, 300 was able to get
Namang
some
na
tower
sila sa,
fights,
ano, sa
but the
gold
more
yung,
important
ano,
prize of
NGX.
getting that tower in the top lane didn't happen for the 300. NGX again, you know, getting another advantage.
Parang style ng
for their
300,
squad
pinapakampante
after squandering
kalaban
it
eh,
for
bago
games.
nila iaariba eh.
And to think that they do have a relatively
Hi,
scaling
nandito na ako,
composition,
standing 1-0
being
na,
aggressive
1
in
for
the early
300.
game,
Mom
kind of
Katya.
results into 300's passive playing, which actually suits better for NGX since Aaron, despite being ganked and the only one that died so far in this game, is still ahead.
Ngayon 300 naman ngayon
500
nagpo-push
gold
ngayon,
against
nagpe-pressure.
Tatsuri. So in retrospect, NGX is winning in basically everything, and at least in the first 7 minutes
Nakambak
of the
pa?
game, because they even
Pati may
secured
nakambak?
the Inferno Dragon.
Wala ka ba
Arcade
dito
secured by
kanina, no?
300, used
Insa?
the top lane, but
Na-steal ni
didn't
Marky yung
transition
BR, tapos
into
naka-elder sila panalo
any sort
300,
of
daw
towers.
nakambak pa yung first
And
game.
now, Joshi
Sa setup pa
in
ni
the
Joshi.
bot, in the
Oh,
top
pandito na si
side.
paring Exosen. Ayun lang, na
Tatsuri
setup.
again,
Ouch.
gonna experience
Ooh.
hell.
Napakabilis nun ah.
I mean,
Ang bilis
Exosen
naman
had
nun.
the right idea.
Grabe.
He went upstairs.
Damn.
But just
Very
she and
quick yun, ah.
Aaron really didn't
Wala
give
nagawa yung
Exosen
ano
enough
natin
time
dun.
to be there.
Wala nagawa si Tatsuri.
It was so fast. It was so
Yun
clean.
nga,
that
it's so
Tatsuri
fast nga
didn't have any chance
Ewan sa
at
akin.
all. No flash,
Oh,
no
shit.
summoners for Tatsuri. That's basically it. Very
Yes,
easy
si
kill.
ano.
300 was able to get a tower on the top side.
Scaling wise to
But you
300.
can
Yes,
see
tamang-tama
still
ka
see
Razor.
NGX,
That's what I
once
always
they
say
sniff
din.
blood,
Scaling.
They would go for the...
Palad ko na to eh.
Right away.
1-4 oh. Palad ko na yan
and
eh.
even negated that
Hello,
outside
Van
push
Hector.
with
Pinakain ko
Hyde
si Asuka.
getting it down
Ay, yung
as
dog
well
mo?
in
May
the
lahi
bot
dog mo?
side. So,
Insa.
wow, this is such an efficient early game to mid game by NGX, and we're already seeing 2 items being picked up. Rod of Ages and Archangel Staff here by Aaron. 5 minutes from now, this Kassadin is gonna go crazy onto 300. They need to start
Tuwan na nga
switch-
eh.
or spicing
Si
things up
Aaron
here
na
for
naman, oh.
300.
Okay,
Still gonna be
try
used here
mag-pick
by
off,
Chaz.
kaso-
Missing the target though onto draw. So that's a little bit unfortunate here for
Grabe, si
300.
Aaron on fire na
But
naman,
that
no?
still is a flash that has been burnt. And they're
Oh,
showing
shit.
by Chachi
Ayun
on
na,
the top
na-set
side.
up. Ayun
Easy
lang.
kill once again.
Helios. Op, baka maano pa, baka ma...
Might not be
Ah,
enough to
damn.
save
Ang
his
bilis,
life.
grabe.
He still falls
Ang
down
bilis ng
onto the hands
respo
of
nila.
Aaron of all people.
They're
That
so
is
aggressive.
so disastrous here for
NGX.
300. And now, NGX looking for
Bumabawi
more
na
across
naman
the
sila,
map. Though we
bumabawi.
do see
Hello,
Patsy in the
Jerome.
bot side.
Good evening,
At
din,
least
Jerome.
just going for a split push. And getting some gold on the
Ayun
other
no,
side of the map.
napipick off
playing
sila.
it
Di ba
safe
yan yung sinabi
as
ko kanina?
possible
Wag
here
lang sila
for this
ma-pick off.
core
Ayun
team.
no, kanina pa
But
sila
NGX
napipick off.
being,
Kanina pa.
so dangerous here.
Sabi na nga ba tama yung prediction ko doon sa comp na mangyayari at sa
Do
game.
that exact same play.
Puro pick off talaga
over and
mangyayari.
over
Di ba
again.
sabi
I
ko
think
kanina?
At least in this game, there were
Huwag lang
3
sila
times
mag-ano.
where he jumped
Huwag lang
under
sila
the tower.
mag-ano
And
mapag-isa.
2 times in a row that he doesn't
Yun
even
ka mapanalo
need
neto
more
ng
than
NGX.
one
Yun na ngayon
teammate to
nangyayari.
execute the assassination. This is actually the
Ah,
reason why
cute! Idea na
NGX
siya.
acquisition
Yung
of
tawag dito,
Just Chi
Dapol,
has been one
mabalahibo
of
na
the
dash.
bigger news in the wild
Cutting top
esports
lane
team.
strategy.
Because
Yun
this
na.
guy is just built to dominate. Before
Grabe,
Chaz
oh.
was heralded as the best jungler in the
Galit na
Philippines.
sila.
Just Chi
Testing
was
lang daw yung first game,
already,
sabi ng NGX.
having his claim on that throne. So this duel between the 2 best junglers in the
Okay,
Philippines
RH
is
na.
now being reclaimed by Just Chi.
Hindi pa naman
Yeah.
reclaimed.
In a
Grabe naman.
fantastic performance. One gang in the bot lane onto Tatsuri, twice in the top side.
Ang bilis ng ikot ng NGX,
one of which
grabe.
is onto Tatsuri
Okay,
as well.
dear.
So it's a nightmare that Joshi is actually putting the members of 300 at right now.
Yun
And
nga
it
eh.
provides a
3-1
lot
na
of
si Aaron
safety net
pala, oh.
into their scaling champions as well. Hyde experience says no death or even fear of death so far in this whole 10.5 minute game. And despite Aaron being ganked in the bot side,
Sasetapan
he
na
is
naman
even
sila, eh, no?
getting a couple
Ay,
of
hindi.
kills
Si
across
Chaz.
the board. Now, Chaz is starting things soft.
Maliit na mahaba parang
With a soul
cut. But
unbound,
cute.
no fate seal
Hiwa-hiwalay
being
300
used
plus
just
ang
yet.
pilas kalaban yun.
So,
Yun,
has
di ba?
to
Yun yung
play
sinabi
a
ko
little bit
kanina.
far back
Nung
for the
drafting
meantime.
ko lang.
NGX grouping up as well
Sabi ko,
as
huwag
the
sila
Ocean
magpapitas
Dragon
kasi
being
more on
started
pick
up
off na
here
talaga yung draft
by
neto ni NGX
300.
eh.
I'm
Yun yung
starting
nangyayari
to get nervous
ngayon.
here.
Look at
Exocet
Aaron.
does have some
Okay,
disengage.
try nila yung
Joshi is
zone out.
posting
Try
a
nila
bit
yung zone
of
out.
a bit of
Mukhang
damage
tatry mag-Kobe
as
rin
he
neto
falls
ni
back.
Ziggs ah.
Now, that's the package being used here by that HP bar is
Oh, hindi! This might dip! Anong steal?
He's alive.
Anong steal? Anong steal? At least hindi smite dip. Kaso yun lang.
They already secured 2 kills of the Chaz and Marky, and they're going for even more.
Damn,
3
patay
kills
na.
picked up
Oh,
already.
patay na si
Might be
Exocet.
even
Naubos
4
nga lang
as
sila dun.
Exocet is being chased away by Demon Kite.
Naubos na nga
Only
lang
draw
sila.
fell down.
At least hindi
NGX
smite dip. At
is
least hindi
at
smite
it
dip si
for
Chaz.
300.
Yeah, the beginning of that team fight, I was in full attention
Tumatry
to
mag-SS
Aaron's
ni ano ah.
positioning
Tumatry
because
mag-steal
I
ni
know that
Demon
he
Kite
would
ah.
be the detrimental or the biggest X factor for NGX. He was able to isolate Tatsuri. Yes, Tatsuri survived, but that's okay. That's as good as a kill because the damage dealer from
This pa
300,
yung mga
the
di kayang
sustained
gawin
damage
ni... Oh!
dealer from
Tag mo nga
300
kung matapang
was
ka.
actually taken
Oh, G,
away
tag mo nga.
from the fight right away. So
This might
that's
be what
already
cause yun
a
na.
good thing
What
for
cause yun.
NGX.
Naubos
And
nga lang sila.
putting more pressure onto that was a
Well, let's
very
see
good
kung anong gagawin
execution by
ni-
Hyde,
ano,
Just
ni
Chi, and
nila
Demon
dito.
Kite, making sure that 300
Actually, I think-
goes punished.
Yeah, talo sila
I
sa lahat
do
ng lanes
understand,
eh.
you know,
300
that
yun.
300
12
was
minutes
able to
na,
at
mid,
least
halos
snag
mid
away the
game.
dragon, but you're right. At what cost? That's a huge amount of lead that
At what
NGX
cost nga
garnered
eh.
in just
Yeah,
one
they got the
fight.
DR. Pero, at what cost?
I'll just small detail as well. 300, Marky and Exocet, they kind of exchanged roles and items. A while ago, Exocet did
Let's see what they will
have
do though.
the support item. Now, Marky
Yung isa
actually is
tayo
the
pero
one who's
nakakapagsabay sa
spectacle.
item build ka
So, in
makulit
terms of
yan.
scaling a bit,
Yeah, buti
they're
pati si ano eh,
a bit
si Orip
delayed.
tiwala ka sa
Though
300 ah.
It's just
Feeling
a
ko nga din
minor
makakambak,
detail.
makakambak
But
naman
it's
yun. Nakasabay nga
something
sila
to
sa
take
item,
note of.
totoo.
Because if we compare Demon Kite and Marky, we're
Kaya
seeing
items score kay yun eh, palag na yan,
3,000 gold lead
Vani.
of Demon Kite.
Nga eh,
And
hinintay lang natin mag-scale tong
NGX
dalawang to
general,
eh.
as they scale into the late game since
Nakasolari
we're
na yung
the
Yone, pati
13-minute mark.
naka-BRK. Ano bang ano?
300
Ano
is starting
bang
to
item ba
lose
dapat dito kay
options
Yone?
here. They can go in, but a while ago, when Tatsuri went in 1 second, his HP dropped
Yeah,
down to
6k
0.
gold lead na nga tan talaga
No,
eh.
well, it's kind of
Tatry yata
expected
nila
though,
mag-VR, ah.
This itemization, it's kind of an
May tinatry
unspoken
silang
rule
i-pick up
when
dun,
it
no?
comes
Naku
to
po.
Karma,
Kita ka
and-
ata dyan,
and
pre.
other supports as
What?
well.
How did they know?
But,
Hindi naman
yeah,
worded yun,
right
ah. How
now,
did they
the
know?
lead
Oh
story
no.
has been just
Oh! Wow,
The
shit!
one
Na-set up
stage
sila,
into another
gagi.
member
Ayun
of
lang.
300. NGS does not hesitate.
Yikes!
And suddenly,
Ang
3
grabe yung
bodies
pag-
of
ano, yung
300
pag-corner
fall
nila
down
dun.
just in time
What? How did they
for
know na
NGS
nandun si
to
Exosen?
get this
Wala
back.
namang word, ah.
My God, Just Cheese, just
Stevie,
a
kaya
beast
nang
on
galing
this
word ng
champion.
asin. Waiting
I dare
in na
say
medyo
ban
paunahan
worthy,
mag-joke.
but Lee Sin being banned
Lamang na
away is a
NGX
wasted
dito.
ban most of the time.
Baron
Yeah.
pa sila, oh.
Though I feel like it's very much warranted.
Pero nakita ko na
So
nga to
aggressive
eh,
as
malay
this
mo lang.
champion. Can make plays left and right. And NGX just lives
Grabe.
and breeds through
Galing
just
nila
his
magaling din
aggression.
mag-setup
Once
NGX,
he
no?
goes
Pati yung
ham,
mga corner.
positive
Galing
things
nila
happen
mag-punish.
for NGX. Now they have the purple orb
RIP
buff.
go
We
next.
saw how
Panis,
they
pinakita
utilized the
ng
purple
insect.
worm buff,
Naka,
earlier during
nakaka-idolo
game number one, where
mag-listen.
they were able
Shish.
to strike
Grabe yun, walang word
what
dun.
five
Instinct.
towers
Kaya nga
in
eh,
one
di ba?
Baron
Walang
Tower
word.
play, so I expect
Sila si
nothing
Just
less
G yung
from
leasing
NGX
niya.
side.
Grabe nga eh. Predikata.
Just
Ang
as
grabe
well
eh. Bani
wants
lungkot.
to very
NGX, ayan na, bumalik na naman sa NGX kayo,
and
Wiset.
implements it. And
Naniniwala
while
pa rin
so
ako. Naniniwala.
many connecting
Kanina ko,
Dragon
gusto to rin
Rages
ng
and those
300.
setups has been so on point all throughout the game. This guy, like you
Pinakiraman,
mentioned,
ano?
Lee Sin usually not
Pinakiraman lang.
having
Yung first game.
not being a ban-worthy champion
Grabe,
might be
imbis
ban-worthy
nga kami
just
ni, ano,
because of
ni
the
Just G.
performance
Yung
of
Lee Sin
Just G.
kanina, yung
Now with the Baron
in-execute
Power
nila si,
play
ano, si Tatsuri.
online here
Grabe.
for NGX.
Kaya na naman, uubusin na naman yung mga tore nila. Oh, panood ko na to
with the
eh.
immense amount of wave clear that they
Hoy,
do
balimbing.
also have.
NGX
And
win
power
since
taking,
day 1.
300, they are forced
Walimbing ka.
more backsiders into this game.
Yeah, that's true. And again,
Wow,
when
ubos na
we're
naman
talking
yung
about
tore
Just G
nyo.
here,
Lagi kayo naubusan ng
his
tore.
performance on the Zen
Oh,
earlier on
pinasok
game number one was
ni Ilios.
respectable at
Gago
best, as we see
ni,
in
anong
engage
gali.
on the top side.
Okay, wala nang
That's
SS na
where
burn
all
na.
coming
Oh,
from
wala na
300.
ring SS yung Ziggs. Nice. Binurn lang nila,
Zero
binurn
one.
lang.
Yeah,
Binurn
zero
lang,
positive
ganda,
outcome
ganda,
for them,
maganda.
at least.
Okay,
There's
okay,
so
ginawa
many
nila.
things
Oh,
that
Chas!
has
Ano
been
ginagawa mo,
bursted.
Chas?
Oh, that
What's
hurt.
that?
Has
What's
been
that?
wasted
What's that?
away
What's
by
that, ha?
300, and look at Chaz, less than half health.
Oh,
So,
God!
Oh,
potential
here
from
he
NGX.
comes again! Insect place! Joshi, are you even human? You take them like bowling balls here at 300. NGX is just playing around right now. Utmost performance,
Gagi, galit
100%
na, galit
peak,
na
but
si
look at
Joshi.
Chaz doing some damage with that enchanted Q, but not
Holy
enough
shit.
to actually get some kills.
Grabe
Hyde
yun
is being
ah.
chased
Okay,
away
nice.
here by
May
the
na-pick up
both
sila. May
Tatsuri and
na-pick up
Helios,
naman yung
and
300 dun.
has
Grabe,
to
bilis na kami.
die. But he
Gagi.
did get an inhibitor tower, so that is a win here for NGX.
The insect
All
place.
Inhibitor towers now taken away.
The
Deja
insect
vu.
place.
Once
Oh
again,
my
similar
God.
to game number 1.
Mapagandang dalawa yung 1
Correct.
minute 300.
But
La.
at this time, 300
La.
situation is more.
It's really
on the bad
bleak.
side,
The situation
because
is
look at the
bleak
timers.
for
It's
300.
16 minutes. We are
Nakita ko
still
na to nung
far
first
away
game
from
eh.
the Elder
Kaso wala
Dragon.
silang pwedeng pang steal na
They
champs
did
ngayon.
win
Wala
them
silang
the game.
Ziggs eh.
The second Baron is not going to respawn anytime soon.
Oh, this is gonna be
And I
hard.
believe that
Baka may
NGX did
try
regroup earlier
mag-backdoor
and
na.
said that,
Uy, nice
"Hey,
kala
you
ko
know
lower
what,
bracket.
game
Hindi to
number
lower
one should
bracket,
have been
hindi.
ours." And
Never
I don't
disrespect
think they would
Just
be
Lee Sin.
making the same mistake once again.
Last
here
apprentice
in
ko.
game number two.
Kanina ako support me.
Safe to say that
300. 300
NGX has a firm
ako.
hold of
Panalo
this
sila ng
game,
first
and we
game
might
eh.
be
Nakomeback
looking
nila.
at
Na-steal
series
kasi ni
reveal.
Marco yung
I
Baron.
don't see
Kung hindi mo
any
napanood.
window of opportunity for 300 to win again.
Grabe, galit na si
because
Juicy.
first of all,
Juicy.
the Ziggs is actually on the other side.
Kit ng pansit.
So Marky-
Oh, yan,
Yep.
yan, 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 yan. Pick up niya lang yan, 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 yan.
Yeah.
Oy, ano yung
It's
SS
still
na yun,
on
Galio?
to the ground. Not really the best
Parang
target for
hindi ako
Chaz
ganun
now.
nag-Galio eh.
NGX
Oh,
is
gago, naipit si
relatively
EXO.
still safe.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
no!
Joshi
Ayan na nga
again with that
eh.
Dragon's Raid. Marky immediately falls down to the ground. Demon Kite is relatively alive despite that
Nabanana,
attempt by
napipitas
Exosen.
sila.
And now NGX
Ito na yung
will
sinasabi
have
ko
the
eh.
best and simplest
NGX
attempt
since
here,
dito, ma-hype
or at
kayo.
least a route as they go into the mid lane. Aaron though
No!
gets a little bit confused as he
Dapat
gets
di na
taken
muna
out.
sila
But
umalis sa
NGX still pushes through
base.
with this mid lane push.
Ah,
3
1-1 na, oh my
versus
God.
4 is gonna be disadvantageous
Yun,
for
ult dip.
300.
Oh my God!
But
Don't
NGX,
haters kayo!
surprisingly, is gonna be respecting them
Easy
for the
to see
meanwhile.
yun. Next week, this one,
Yeah,
gradual
this is-
na mag-listen
This
yun.
is
Kaya
what
nga, grabe.
changed from game number 1 and game
Ang
number
bilis
2.
nga eh.
If it
Like,
was-
magbe-blink
if it
pa lang
was
ako.
the same level
May
of
napatay na siya.
confidence
What the
during
fuck?
game number 1 at GX would be pushing through and would look into breaking
Ginagawa
down
ni Exos.
the
Hindi ko rin
Nexus.
alam.
But,
No,
after
ewan ko,
that,
medyo...
after suffering that
Ewan ko
very
nawala sila sa
big
wisho
comeback
bigla.
win,
Nanalo lang
or
sila ng first
comeback
game.
loss, against 300 on game number 1.
Ano sila eh, napipita sila.
To be more passive.
Yan yung
or
draft
would,
na nga ni
be
NGX eh. Sabi ko,
more,
mag-ingat-ingat
I
sila,
would
huwag
say,
sila mapitas.
disciplined
Kundi
in their
makakaskill yung
approach
mga
here in
yan eh.
game
Yan ang
number two.
nangyayari. Pero kung
There's
totoo
still a
sila, mas
chance.
maganda rin
Demon
count ng
Kaido,
300 kasi more
has
engaged sila.
height
Dapat
in
nga
his
sila
stats,
yung
so
maging mas
there is no
aggressive
reason
compared
for
to
him
them
be
eh.
scared at all. Another
Newey sa Infinity Orbit. Newey. Newey. Huge jungle gap. Oy, grabe ka! Trash talker ka.
And pounce on that.
Stalker
right
to si
away.
Alex. Ano
Oh, that
ginagawa
might
ni
be a mistake.
Exo?
Exosen going a little bit too far forward as he gets punished there by Demon Kind. And now Megan Fernabom doing quite a bit here.
na yung
In
package
the
niya,
backside,
no.
package immediately
Tatsuri.
used. So, without that, I don't
Exo,
think
ano na,
300
lagot ka
will
kay
have
Susisor
enough
mamaya.
tools to contest
Wala kang
NGX
lunok mamaya.
attempt on getting this Baron.
Yep. 0.
Gagawin sa mga engage may harang sa NGX eh. Bakit sino ba harang nila? Disengage sila si Galio, natatot lang. Okay. Tilted nata si Tatay Exo. Oo nga eh, one tilted na nga si si Idol.
Baron 50
Yogi, mamatay si Marky.
Wow.
Okay,
that
wala
is
nang
an
SS
obnoxious
na
amount
pop
of
na
dash
rin,
shown
na
out
pop
there
na
by
rin.
Aaron.
Hinihiwa-hiwa pa rin ni
Helios
Helios oh.
is gonna be attempting to at least push them back.
Tilted na nga siya
PTSD,
na.
indeed.
Hindi ko rin alam na ginagawa ni
Not
Exo doon. Ba't
opting to get this
pumu-forward siya
Baron,
doon?
focusing on turning. Or at least setting
Baka
up some,
sinisilip niya lang, ngayon nandun
death
pala.
rushes here
Yan,
on the top
babaran
side
na.
of the river. Finally, they do
Hop, low
decide
si
to start
Justy.
things up as Justy though is quite low.
Justy.
So,
Hello,
he has to be a
hello.
little bit careful. But
Pwede kayong
given
pumasok.
that 300 has
300.
no intention on checking this Baron, I don't
Uy,
think
dali baton mo, Red Horse.
would be,
Sad.
pose a threat here on
Sad.
this
Kala
Baron
ko ba bato na
attempt.
Red Horse, so steal na naman
And
yun.
now it should be
Uy, gago,
a lot
lumaban.
easier for NGX
Uy!
to close
Chas,
down this
ano
game.
yun?
Fast hurrah from Chaz,
No!
but it's not going to get down to Aaron. And remember, Kassadin is still one of the slippery,
Paano na yung Chubby
most
pa
slippery
naglaro
champions that
dyan?
we have
Phase
in
6
the
sa
game.
kamatayan niya, kaya
Green
nga
Stage
eh.
and
Diba
Elder
naman
Dragon,
yan?
but pure NGX. Is there a need for them to contest this
Oh,
Elder
shit.
Dragon because you still have the
No,
Baron
you
buff,
can't
and,
freaking
you
contest
can
that.
actually
Oh
decide to
god,
just push
Chas,
the
lumayo ka na.
Mhm.
Naku, si
I mean,
Exo na naman
you know,
huliin nila.
given
Come
what
on!
happened in
Come
game
on,
number, I think
guys.
they
Come
want
on,
to make
guys.
things
Si Exo huli na
absolutely
naman.
sure. Joshi, this time, for the first time,
Oh,
misses
shit.
on
Lagi
that
napapahama
knockback
kaya,
on
no?
an additional
Kay
champion.
Exocen.
But still, high effectivity as Chaz
Tilted na,
already dead.
tilted na, guys.
Exocen as well. Seed of the run on point here
Okay.
onto
GG's.
Tatsuri and GX. Just like
Ewan
what you
ko.
said, ditches the Elder Dragon and goes for
Ewan
the
ko,
clean
ano,
execution
nag-choke.
of ending this game number 2.
Sad. Game 2 for NGX.
Wow, what a statement from NGX
Well played.
that they are able
Fall
to
of the...
win
Ang kapal mo ah.
him
Desperado
with
na
ease,
umengage
and
just
this
like
time,
solo queue.
by making sure that they don't, suffer the
No!
same. They don't
Hoy,
do the
visit
same
ka,
mistake,
Alex.
that
Kanina,
they did in
300
game number
ka.
one. It's a much more flawless
Tilted
game
sa
overall
liga
for
sa
Nick
Dingo
Macallan.
Bert. Baka sa win
And
yan.
yes,
2 wins sa battle
evens the
principal
series
UV
1-1,
secured.
and,
La!
we have a series
Inutusan
here.
si Tata Exos yung painom ng gatas ka.
Definitely a
Si Raul
fantastic
ako,
game
Migs.
here by Enigma.
NGX number 1.
Galaxy.
No, 300.
This is a much cleaner execution. A bit
Pero
of a
grabe yung ano,
deja
grabe
vu
leasing
from
yun.
game number 1, but without the global pressure.
Sobrang clean. Oh,
Champions
tingnan
from
mo. Grabe sila
300, especially
mag-sandwich.
Marky. They couldn't contest any Barons anymore. It was attempted a little bit
Sad.
by Exocen, but it got turned around there by
Yun o, yan
by
yung mabilis eh.
Demon Knight.
Boom, boom,
And also
boom,
throughout the
boom,
game,
boom.
we saw this game is basically a
Oh,
highlight
grabe. Boom,
reel
boom,
for,
boom,
for
boom,
Just Chi.
bam.
All throughout
Dead.
the game, the gank on the bot side, top side, mid side, everywhere across the map,
Grabe,
he
boom.
just makes those
Buti na
plays.
secure pa rin. Kaso,
And,
ubos naman sila dun.
I think we only saw one time Joshi missing on that Dragon's Rage.
Shibal. Si Alex kakabit sa kung sino manalo. Kaya nga, balimbing.
Only one time.
Balimbing.
This is still Joshi that we're talking about.
NGX
The only
number 1.
Filipino player that
Grabe dalo sa
was
top early nga eh.
was
Huwag natin sila
signed
ng
by
Eagles,
the
no?
Chinese team.
Alam na nila
Back in
kailangan ng
his prime.
300. Oh,
And I
no.
dare say that his
Na-delete
prime
si Yone
never
dun.
really waned.
Na-tilt
Right
ka
now,
agad eh. Wala
he's
na si
still
Power
on
sa
top of his
NGX
game,
ah.
and he's just
Grabe
reclaiming
burst.
the throne
Grabe,
that
parang
was
ako na
surrendered to
maglisin.
Chaz
Wow!
during his
Grabe ka
hiatus.
naman, Mix.
And now just
NGX since sa sinapupunan pa ako ni Ma.
I have to say, less Z, more of
Baliw
this
ka kay
season.
Nets.
I know
Yup,
that his
yup,
Z
yup.
was
Si
okay.
Raulo.
At least
Ganda na
in
kickback,
game
no?
number
Oo
one,
nga
he was
eh.
supposed to even win that game. But
Ang bilis nga
this
eh.
season, this group of montage highlights by just
Eagles?
it's just a different
Nakailang kill kasi
just
kanina sa core,
inspires
na-feed
you.
ako
It's like
nga.
a work
Yun
of
nga yung
art
dinadive nga
with
nila eh.
Picasso's
Apat-apat na sa
and
taas
things.
lagi.
My God.
And I
Yun din,
second
oh,
the
yung silip
motion,
ni
your
EXO,
statement
tilted na.
on the
Waku-waku,
Lee
go
Sin,
300.
and
Yeah.
on your comment about
300.
him having his prime
Sino next
before,
game? Wala na,
I
last
think
game of the day
I
sila.
want to describe him
Last game of
as
the day.
a
Meron
wine,
pa to
especially
tomorrow.
in this game. The longer the better.
Last game
He
of the day na
ages
to.
definitely so well.
Best of
Especially
5
after
too eh.
his performance on the Lee Sin. This guy is
Nag-1-1 pa nga,
making
my
highlights
God.
after highlights all throughout this game. And it is the
Tapos, ang
refreshment
boxing,
that
nakip nila yung
NGX
momentum
does
nila.
need after
Di kasi
that
nakapag-game
upsetting
post yung
game
ano,
number
300
one.
eh. The game post strat eh.
And again, kudos to the support
Ah,
staff
hindi.
and also the
38k.
players
Lamang
in
pa rin sa
not
damage
getting
si
tilted
ano,
at all.
si
By the way,
Marquis.
also would like to
My
highlight that
eyeballs.
MGX doesn't use this
Place
gadget
kick back by
as a
Kenshin
scaling
Yus.
late game
Sa
champion.
Exo kasi naka
They
100
actually
naghihili
use
ng
this
anak.
champion
Kagi ano ba,
as a
Fix?
threat,
Grabe
a
kayo.
roaming threat,
Pasipa sa mga Lee Sin wins. Try nila ibang Galio ni Draw for sure kaya pa ng 300. Actually sila nga gumamit ng Galio kanina si Exo sa na 300 kanina. Ay, na gano'n na Galio kanina first game. Ganda nga ng mga setup team. Oh, best of 5 to. Feeling ko nga magtututo to. Scripted.
That NGX would be netting the advantage in their game. Looking
Scripted.
at the damage total.
ML ba to?
Look at
Di
Aaron,
po.
look at
Di
Mingay, and
Eric.
of course, just
Wildrick.
the three-headed
Wildrick
servers
po to.
from NGX just was responsible in majority of the damage.
Bawi kayo, bawi.
Mhm.
Wow!
And the
Deserve.
MVP of playa.
Deserve naman.
This is
Deserve naman.
for sure.
Galing.
Joshi!
Lulun sa
On this
Rabin
Lee Sin,
Fidilusaw ang walang
13
MR.
KDA, kill participation 68%.
Ay,
and
may new
so
eyeballs,
many,
mag-Lee Sin.
too many.
Para
in
masarap
fact,
labanan.
plays
Feeling ko nga
and,
scripted to eh.
gaps
Magtututo
there
to.
all throughout the game.
Feeling ko lang.
Basically, deleted all chances of 300 from coming back into that game. Because there were a
Jesus.
lot of times wherein they were trying to group up or at least trying to play it out safe, scale up a little bit.
Grabe,
But when
6 point kahit
Joshi
sa ang team.
suddenly goes into their area,
3-1 yan, Vani.
yeah,
Gising ka.
everybody
Lo!
falls back and they couldn't even fall back. 'Cause
3-1
Joshi,
to.
there was
Magtututo
little
to,
to no
feeling
time
ko.
to react. He was
Magtututo
there,
to.
goes to
Haters
the
nyo!
kick,
Ba't kayo
and someone
haters?
just
300
suddenly
na
dies.
tayo.
Because your exit path
Maka-haters nyo,
kills
guys.
you in the process
Uy, ganun.
and secures most objectives. Again, outside of that Baron steal that happened by
Mga
that
haters.
was made by Marquis during game number 1, it was a pristine performance from just overall in the
Kapala
two games that
nalipat.
we have seen from him. But hey, Giyang, we're going to head over to a very short break.
Break
and
na
by the time we get
naman.
back,
Chika-chika muna
SG
tayo. 3-1.
340.
Anong
Don't go anywhere.
3-1? Iti-3-1 ka mo ng ano, ng 300 yung ano, NGX. Mga NGX. Ano, mga 300 haters kayo ah. Ba't parang doppelganger ni Arnold Travis?
UI update for the Spectre mode. The new integrated UI design provides a better game watching experience with a simple picture and more intuitive information alongside
Kagi
the
ka,
vivid visual
Kagi ka, Lois.
effects.
Baliw ka ba na 6 next game? Panigurado, ban na yan. Naku po.
And make it into a functional ring
Dapat
design
talaga
with
binaban
the
6 Malay mo,
The
patilisin,
ring
feeling ko ibaban na yan
contains the
mamaya.
information of the current match, such
Feeling
as
ko
the
yun.
team names,
Pero grabe.
game times,
Nung first game, nag-shine si Marky eh. Siya yung savior nung team nila ng first game. Tapos, itong second game naman, talagang nag-shine si ano.
What is a great
Just
game without the competition for
Sobrang
matches?
chef's kiss ng mga plays niya na sa Lee Sin.
The element
Tapos grabe yung binuli nila yung top eh. Don't know what strat is that. Pero grabe yung pagbubuli nila sa top. Kinawawa si Tatsuri pati si Helios. Hindi sila nakabanat. Hindi nga man lang nakabante si Helios or si Tatsuri man lang kahit nag-switch sila ng lanes kanina eh. Ako yung gising na sa katotohanan, Marie. No! No. Magtututo to. Ano ba yung si Chika? Ewan ko, ano ba gusto yung pag-usapan? Naos kasama ba sa Torna? Yeah. Yes, pero I think hindi sila nakapasok dito na. Hindi sila nakapasok, I think. I might be wrong pero correct me if I'm wrong. Wait lang, check ko lang. Upper bracket finals na kasi to guys eh. Kung sino manalo, qualified na sila. For Philippines, Philippine qualifier. Tingnan ko nga sa phase 1, wait lang. Kasama ba Naos? Wait. Oo, kasama. Pero hindi sila upper bracket semifinals lang sila nakapasok. Ano ba ito nakikita ko? Natalo pala ng 300 yung yun now. So, kasama sila pero hindi sila nakapasok. Sayang di ko mabigay yung flowers para kay Vanny. Flowers na para sa akin. Kung sino mananalo next G na yun, yung mananalo feeling ko. Doon post ako sa mananalo. Sino mananalo? Insa. Remember na nangyari sa G2. Nalaglag sila, no? Pero at least, diba, parehong pumapalag tong, tong dalawang teams na to.
innovative UI
two of the
design
best teams
belongs to all the
na Wild Rift Pro
Wild
scene
Rift
naglaban.
League Asia, and the thriller
Pero,
league
I mean, happy pa rin naman ako sino manalo. Pero, mas happy ako kung 300
Dear
manalo.
summoners, get online.
Ayun na.
Dear summoners, in the coming Wild Rift League Asia tournament, we will get a brand new UI update for the Spectrum mode.
Grabe, ang dami
The
sa inyo
new
gusto talaga
UI
NGX.
design provides a better game watching
NGX
experience
talaga
with a
kayo.
simple picture and more
Marimar.
intuitive information alongside the
Marimar.
vivid visual effects. Firstly, we move the original
Oh my
UI
God,
position
game
at the
3
top
na.
bar and make it into a functional
Ano ka ba, no?
design in the
Kuga?
upper left corner. The ring
Sana
now
makabawi
contains
ulit 300.
information of the current
Baka ba na
match,
nila yung
such
Ziggs,
as the
pati
team
ni
names and
Sinex.
game time.
Okay, game.
And welcome back to the Wild Rift League Asia Open Qualifier. This
Yes.
time going towards game number 3 for Nigma Galaxy and the 300 after NGX pulled off such a fantastic victory in game
Ba't wala yung
number
Open
2.
Irelia? Wala
So, we are
nagpipick.
gonna be your casters,
Ewan ko,
Guillaume
hindi pa
Gaming
nila
and
pinipick eh.
Autolus
Cute
being the
naman
voice
yung
of game,
commercial.
or the series here for NGX and 300.
Gusto ko na makita mag-Lucian
Lots of
si Dean.
things to
Binaban
talk
nila
about,
kanina
to
pa
think
actually
about,
Kenneth.
and,
Ayaw nila respect ban nila.
anticipations,
Yung
but I
Lucian
think
ni,
with-
ni
just
Demon
like how
Kai.
you
Huwag
mentioned
niya iban.
earlier,
Kanina pa
Autolus,
nila binaban
Lee
since,
Sin
ano,
of Joshi,
since,
given that
since
Lee Sin
game 1 pa.
normally isn't banned, maybe in this
Nire-respect
game,
ba
it
nila?
should be
They
respected.
respect the Lucian.
Yeah, primarily, right? It just gives NGX so much advantages during the early game that the 300 hasn't been able to control at all.
Yeah, hindi. Yung
both
momentum ng
games 1 and
NGX
2,
nasa kanila ng game to.
the early game was really on NGX's side. And also
That's
one thing to
true.
note, some of the comments I've been reading has been highlighting the fact that Tatsuri was left out to dry. I do agree. Him being on that Corki was actually like a puppy, a defenseless puppy that wasn't really
Yeah.
being that was taken care of, right? There was 2 times that we saw Corki just went 100 to 0. So to me, it's
Paano
okay
kung kayo
to
nila
play the
Molara
Corki,
kasama
but,
dyan?
they
Saan?
have
Sa
to line
shoutcasting o
up
sa laro?
their
Wala na,
yes.
talo na.
It should be, Tatsuri
Kagulo
not
na.
respecting the
Libre ko sana si Bunny
lives.
para si Perso kasi niya kasi mahirap ako mahal.
So many things to consider when it comes to
Grabe naman
communication,
yung
but
banat mo
when
eh.
it comes
Hindi
to
respect
draft,
yun.
I do have
He's
the
scared.
trust,
Aba!
trust in the drafting of both these coaches.
Skirt.
I do believe that
Gusto mo palo sa
Coach
pwet.
Kaigo would have some
Daddy, no.
changes in store for
Bakit
the
Lois? Ano
300
na naman Lois?
as we
Wala pang
wait for
gumagamit
the
ng
pick and
Nautilus
ban,
mo Lois eh.
but
Baka game 3,
I
baka may
believe,
gumamit na.
Tatsuri
Wala
might
pang
be
gumagamit
better
ng
on that
Nautilus
side.
mo eh.
I agree as well with Tatsuri having such a hard time.
Oh yeah,
He
pansin ko nga din eh.
got dove quite a lot of times.
Parang hirap si
In the
Tatsuri
bottom
nga
lane,
ngayon,
in
pansin
the
ko.
top lane by both Joshi and even 3
Okay, game na
members
pala.
of NGX. That is how immense
Dito na lang pala
beatdown
muna ako
he
sa
has experienced in that particular game. And yeah, protection has to be provided, or at least a little bit of independence.
Ano, baban niyo
with
Ziggs,
regards
baban
to
niyo
the
Lee Sin.
champion pick.
Ayusin yung
So
decision
now
niya,
as they
300.
have a switcheroo again on the sides. NGX
Naku,
on
wag
the
na.
blue side with first pick
Sunod ako patay
priority.
sa PvP server.
300 on the
Saan?
red side.
Sa
Let's see
Minecraft?
how they are
Ayun na
gonna
naman to si NGX win since day 1, no? Ito
things
na naman,
up
no?
here with
Wala
their
na naman.
respective picks as well, because we do see the Fiora still
NG.
being taken away with the
300
Ashe.
please. Fiora binaban
If
pa rin.
we
Okay.
see a Gwen Aatrox being left out, that would be kind of nice to see it again.
Ash, they're banning
You know what
Ash.
I
Like,
would love
why?
to see
Ash is
from
not a
NGX,
threat. Why are you
Galio
banning
ban.
that
Because
girl?
it just gives
Sino nagme-main yan
300
sa ano?
the luxury
Sa
of having
NGX.
Exos and play the Galio. And remember what happened
Labas mo
earlier,
na Exo yung
right?
seto. Oh, si Daddy! Si Daddy! Labas na si Daddy. Oh, binan din yung Gwen. Ayaw talaga yung paggamit kay Demon yung ano, yung Lucian. Ayaw paggamit talaga. O, binan na naman ano kay Nito. Binan na naman nila.
To
Yeah.
defend his mid laner. It could have been different. There you go. That's an immediate ban by Coach TG. My God.
Ash is a real threat.
This is so
Really?
good,
I don't
right?
think
Like,
so.
looking at 300,
Anong threat?
there's a lot of picks. that
Parang
is
ginawa
not
ni Marky
open. Jace is
kahapon.
still open. Jace is going to be banned away.
Only
here, so
only
NGX
arrows.
Has the flexibility.
If you don't know.
Go for a power pick. Camille is open.
He's
That
scared
could
sa
be,
Lucia.
the
Oh, binan na
champion
naman.
NGX wants.
Ay, na pa nga nila
Galio as
binaban yan. Sabi ko
well,
sa'yo,
helped
kanina pa
them
nila
so
binaban.
much in game number 1 for
Uy, Galio, binan na.
300 with a game,
Come
with the
on,
Gwen
come on, guys.
combination. So
Come on, Lee Sin is the real threat
definitely,
here. And also
as NGX
Ziggs.
does get
Pero
these
sige,
Aatrox
bahala kayo. Oh, kamil talaga,
This
spam
is
kamil
gonna
talaga
be
si
a,
Helios. Di
a
nagsawa
really
to sa kamil.
solid scaling
Saya-saya
champion
naman.
that NGX does
Saya-saya
have.
naman. Takinod
They
tour
are
na ako mga
responding
reflection
with
paper
a
yung momento.
Camille in which they can maybe
Focus ka
also
muna
pick
dyan,
up
no?
a mate.
I-resin
Karma,
ng Bunny,
but,
14 lang
they
si
are
Seth.
gonna be getting or
Paano
prioritizing
doon?
the
Sobrang lakas ng Ashley.
Ziggs here for Marky.
Depende siguro sa
where
gumagamit.
she did have
Ako
such
gumamit,
beautiful
never mind.
performance
Oh,
in
Ziggs na
number one.
naman.
The hero from game number 1, 300 Smarty.
It's time for the Ziggs. Naku
to,
po, Yumi.
the
Nilabas na
Ziggs.
si Yumi.
That's
Meow,
a
meow, meow.
Yumi.
Ay, ma'am, si Bianca, dito ko pa rin pala. Huwag na ulit siya magkamil this game. Nagkamil na eh. Nagkamil na naman eh. Putya.
if you were
Ilyos, iba
draw,
naman.
you
Kamil
would
pa
have
rin.
Plenty of options to stick to.
Why?
during the game.
Oh!
But the scarier part is the
Zed.
Aatrox plus Yumi combo.
It is
in where
time.
you
Kanino may
sustain
bibigay yan,
to
do?
go through the
Sa'yo ba
mid.
yan, Tatsuri?
Now,
Or kay
is
Helios?
electing to go
Ibalik
for
si
the
Helios sa
Zed.
mid.
Could go to Chaz, could go to Tatsuri.
Lahat
even
ng mga ban ng
Helios
300, si EXO
has
yan
the
ba
ability
nagbaban?
to
Hindi
play
ko
this
alam,
champion.
paulit-ulit
So
na yung ban
overall,
nila
we
eh.
don't know yet if three-
Uy,
how
meow, meow.
300
Kaya nga,
would,
tinulugan mo nga
playing out
seminar,
this
ano
craft.
yung re-reflect.
Now NGX is
Aba,
just
problema mo na
so
yan, ma'am.
confident that
Good
they're
luck.
showing you
Yung Matrix strat,
in the
ayaw
second
nga, no.
pick.
Ang ganda nga
Yeah,
naman,
300
observation mo dun,
responding
Orif, oh,
with a,
ano, scary.
much deserved Lee Sin
Aatrox na,
ban
pati
onto
ano, Yumi.
Joshi.
Oh God,
So,
on heels.
kudos here
You're
to
right.
300 and GX.
Hindi nga binan eh.
They are also responding
Binan na yung
with
Lee Sin.
a Rakan
Binan na yung Lee Sin.
on their side. So, 300
Binan na ng
do
300 yung Lee Sin.
have a lot of engaged potential here.
Bakit nila, no?
Good
Pinipilayan
ban
nila
on
sa
the
Exosen, no?
Nautilus as well
Tingnan mo,
as,
pinipilayan nila sa Exosen
Exosen
naman ngayon ng
can actually
NGX.
opt to get
Pinipilayan
that
nila.
champion, given that they do
Baka
have the
gagamitin
Camille
Exosen.
and the Zed in their
Sana
mix.
sila sinag-Zed, kaso
this
malabo ata.
engaged
Sana nga
heavy
din,
comp
actually
that
wish ko nga
300
din.
is building can be actually scary because
Gragas
despite the high
Yumi.
sustain that
Hindi,
Aatrox does
pwedeng,
have in the
pwede ring,
Yumi, if
ano, pwede ring
the burst
Aatrox Yumi
potential
to.
of 300 is high
Hindi na ka po,
enough,
Miss Bunny. Kahit,
higher than
kumain
the
na ako
healing
bago,
rate
ano,
that
bago
the Aatrox can
nag-stream.
have, then
Thank you, Ram.
no
Nakain na
amount
ako.
of protection the Yumi can
Binan
actually
yung Nautilus
it
ko.
can
Gagamitin mo kasi
actually
Lois
give
eh. Hook dip ka
onto
daw eh.
Hyde.
Joke!
Now they will actually
Yuck
respond
lang.
with a Wukong here. That
Set
is a lot
karma.
of
Oh,
crowd control and
Alistair,
team fighting
Alistair,
potential.
Alistair.
All four champions
Oh, shit. Dinabas na naman yung
have crowd
unggoy.
control here for NGX.
Yeah, I think sa Exosen ang
Somehow
baban para sa
counter synergy
300.
with
That's so
Exosen
weird.
cast,
Paulit-ulit
of
yung ban nila.
What would be the last pick here? You know what? I'm okay with a Vi pickup here for 300. I'm not sure why,
Sino
but
kaya jungler
there's
nila?
something that tells
Sana
me
yung ano,
that,
Hizad
this
bigay
could be
nila
a very
kayo.
good
Go
buy
inject
out
skip ko to Aries.
for Chaz.
Diyan kami na-throw ni Eric at
I see you
Lucy.
there.
Saan?
Yeah,
Yung
okay,
sa
well, anyway,
leasing.
so they're
Sa
deciding
leasing ba?
against that. It
Natakot
will
siya sa
most
Ella.
likely
So, gagi
be
Christopher. Dito ako
Zed
pala
for
Christopher. Natakot nga
Chaz,
sila.
and
Uy,
then
linabas na
you
yung
would
favorite
have
ni
to
Alex.
Nexen.
Ito na
And,
favorite
of
mo.
course,
Linabas na si
Camille
Lolong.
flexed between Helios
Inubos
and
na yung Gage
Tatsuri.
support para masira
But
binubuang
now,
kompo nga eh.
better-
Pinilayan nila sa
I
Exosen
believe this
bigla.
is a
Oh,
better
tatlong
draft
ano,
for
tatlong
300
support.
overall.
Tatlong support
And
binan.
on the other
Yumi,
side, NGX, the biggest
Gragas,
card, of course,
Deerlin,
would
oh.
be the Yumi.
Yeah,
Yumi
looks like it
was
actually.
remade in League of Legends PC.
Basta lang
Not so
Yumi,
much
itak sa
here
pinipik
in,
di yan,
Wild
mapipitas
Rift yet.
basta-basta.
So,
Gragas
this is
and
still the
Yumi.
same Yumi that we saw from
Freaking
long,
annoying,
long time ago
ano,
when she was great.
People to ano,
Yeah,
to
and
si Inlane.
NGX
Paano? Puro poke
in
yun, ano?
general
Puro poke lang gagawin
is
Gragas.
gonna
Tapos
be
hindi pa
engaging
maubos
quite a
buhay
lot
ng Gragas.
once
Kasi di ba
more
may
with
heal
the
din yung
draft
ano
that
niya,
they
yung Red
do
Horse
have
na
here for
skill.
game number 2.
Tapos may heal pa yung Yumi.
300,
Puchang galang yun. Tapos
they
poke.
also have some engage. So,
Hindi,
this
pero
can be
16
a,
naman to.
a big
Lalamang din naman to sa poke. Kaso
overall
kawawa si ano
for
dito,
both
si Exosen
teams.
ay yung Alistair
So,
niya.
let's try to maybe look
Kailangan
at
yung
this at
pakunat.
a micro perspective.
Sino kaya rin ng
At least,
NGX?
A champion
Si
or a
Wukong.
matchup perspective.
Kung first game si ano eh, di ba? Si Aaron. Si Aaron lagi eh. Aaron nga unfair eh.
At least with
Ayan na
really
kinalabang
high
ni Luis.
pick
Yun yung kalabaw ni Luis.
Like,
Okay,
with the
wala tayong
Camille,
chance
with the
na
Zed,
nila
Megan
mag-engage.
Pernambuco
Yup.
as well added into the mix. So, in terms of single
You're
target
right.
damage, you can quickly burst
Grogster
out
ba naman
any
yun
single
eh.
champion here.
Ikakalabaw ko na to
inside
guys,
NGX.
chill lang kayo
In terms
dyan.
of team fighting,
Gagi maganda yung team fight
overall,
potential
the
ng
amount of
mga
crowd
drafts
control
nila.
and AoE
Maganda.
damage on the side of NGX is actually pretty scary. So maybe
Yup.
300 in the early game would be changing things up because both
Very
game
scary
1 and
nga.
game 2 they were playing things
There's a
a little
Yumi,
bit
there's a
reserved and they're being
Gragas, there's
pressured
an
by
Aatrox,
NGX
there's a
quite a lot.
Wukong,
So,
there's a
with this
Riven, dami ng
lineup,
engage, oh
maybe
my
they
god,
can
dami
be
ng
the
CC,
one
oh
to
my god.
look for fights pre-5 minutes.
You think that 300 would be on the aggression? We'll see, we'll see. I mean, they have shown
I think
they
not.
have that in their arsenal
Grabe,
as well as we head
magantay
into
heal na
game
lang
number
siguro
3.
300 dito.
This is,
Hirap pag
you're
may
right,
Yumi.
you know, the amount of crowd control
Yun lang naman
available for the
kailangan
side
na
of
pag may humit ang
NGX,
karak, tapos yung
is
mga
so,
lifesteal na
scary.
champs eh.
And that's where you basically say that we have to
Go, 300.
split
Go,
map.
guys.
They have a very good side laner.
Ilista mo na,
combo
Marimar.
side laners.
Hindi,
They have the Renekton,
300
they have
pa
the
rin.
Camille, And also this said,
Niniwala ako ka,
could
Marky.
also be, you know,
Gagawing
the
milagro
best
na naman
champion
to.
suit na may
Niniwala
Crusader
ako.
Layers, because we have to remember that that is also very mobile. Just she would be the one playing the Aatrox, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh,
Yep.
oh,
This
oh,
is
oh, oh,
going to
oh,
be